Hi and welcome along to the Don Robbie channel. We are here for the big watch along today. It's the Manchester Derby. And you know what? We got two big fans in the house. I'm going to first of all start with ladies first. Sophie Richo is back in the building, right? Representing Manchester United, the away team today. And introducing Alex, first time here, big Man City fan. You guys will know him from years ago, right? He used to do the channel Blue Moon Rising. Right, we used to banter United fans. I mean, some of the stuff you did, I'm not. How do you walk around Manchester on the red side, man? Some of the banter you did, bro. But it's brilliant stuff, though. It's brilliant. But great to have you both here. Both of them got smiles on their face because they're just watching the Liverpool game with me. Yeah. Right? Expressions. What did I tell you? I told you that Fulham were going to win that game 1-0, didn't I? Mystic Rob, I got it right, yeah? But now, looking forward to this game today. This is huge. If, and it's a massive if, outside chance, right? United have to win this. Any title hopes whatsoever. But basically, if City win this today, it's a bit like Glasgow Rangers today. It's the title, isn't it? No one's going to catch them if they... Look what Liverpool today. No one's catching them if they win this today.
I think we'd have to say it's City's to lose anyway, isn't it, this title? Like, we've got to be frank, it's yours to lose, isn't it? But, like you say, form goes out the window in a derby. It's cliche, but it is true. And we've had so many 0-0s in the last few games. It's frustrating. I just want to celebrate a goal because you won't have me on again if it's another 0-0. To be honest.
It's true. No more United games. Well,
I don't think it's about the title. I don't want to tempt fate. I don't want to say anything that I'm going to regret in like a few weeks' time. But I think today isn't about who's going to win the title. I think it's an old school derby. It's about pride. Yeah. I think United want to slow City down. If United win, you could see a massive shift in momentum. But I think this is more about like who's the better team. I think it's City and Manchester. I think it's old school, and that's what I like about it. Yeah. I'm not thinking about who's going to win the title. I'm not thinking about a knockout. I just want to beat United. It's all about banter. It's all about respect.
Come on, man.
It's the bragging rights.
Don't give me that. You don't. You win the game today, the title's wrapped.
Yeah, but if we win the game next week, the title's wrapped.
Yeah, but you want to win it against these lot, don't you?
Yeah.
And wrap it against these lot. Come on.
I don't think if we win the league this year, I don't think anyone will look back and go, oh, when they beat United at home to Old Trafford, at the Etihad, that was what won the league for them. I don't think people will look back at this day. I think they might look back at this season and go, that was the season. Pep Guardiola's team were incredible from start to finish, and they battered United 7-0 at home. Do you know what I mean? That's what they'll say.
All right, let me give you the teams, right? Let's start with Man City first. Of course, they're the home team. Ederson in goal, Cancelo, Ruben Diaz, Stones, Zinchenko, Rodrigo, Gundogan's back, De Bruyne, Mahrez, Sterling, Jesus. That's strong. That's strong. That's probably your strongest lineup at the moment, isn't it?
I mean, it's so hard to say because there's so many players in form to squeeze them into one team. As at the back four, Zinchenko, Cancelo, Diaz and Stones have been like incredible. They've been an absolute unit. You can't break them up. That's got to be your big game back four. I mean, there's players there that you might want to include in the side, but I think ultimately, Rodri, Gundogan, De Bruyne is a midfield three. Name a midfield three in football. I'm not going to say they're the best midfield in the world because that's so much up to debate, but in form, they've got to be in the world at the minute. And I think that's where I think the game's going to be fought. If Bruno Fernandes puts them on masterclass, he'll give them a game. But with those three players, I don't think United can compete in that area.
Okay, on the bench you've got Stefan, Walker, Aguero, Laporte, Bernardo, Torres, Mendy, Fernandinho and Foden. That's the bench.
Yeah,
That's fucking ridiculous, man. That's the bench. Jesus. Wow.
No, he's starting, Jesus. He's in the first team.
Right, let's go to the Manchester United team. Equally, it's a very strong team that United are putting out. Henderson in goal, not De Gea. You're saying to me he's got a bit of an injury, not even in the squad.
No, his wife's given birth recently.
Oh, his wife's giving birth?
Yeah.
Okay.
So he's in Spain for that. Obviously,
right, fair enough. You get love for that. So, Lindelof, Maguire, Martial, Rashford, Fred, Bruno Fernandes, James, Shaw, Wan-Bissaka and McTominay. And then on the bench is Grant, the backup keeper, Alex Telles, Eric Bailly, Twanzebe, Williams, Matic, Ahmad, Greenwood, and Shortier?
Shortier.
He's that young kid.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a strong bench for you guys as well. A lot of options on there. What do you make of the team?
I think it's obvious we're going to be playing for the counter-attack with James starting. I think he's going to try and counter. I'd be shocked if he didn't start with McTominay and Fred in that middle. I think in big games I'd trust them defensively. I just worry that, you saw it against Chelsea. We did try and play the counter-attack, but we just weren't clinical going forwards. I've already said we've had nils in our last 3 games now. We haven't looked like scoring. I'm just hoping that we're more positive today. Palace was just boring game. You said you watched it, Robbie. It was an awful game. But the thing for me is we had players walking around the pitch. There was no desire there, no fight. You can't turn up like that today against Man City, otherwise we're going to be punished. So I'm just hoping that it's a better game and a more entertaining game as well from our point of view.
Yeah, so am I. Because that game last week, man, I was falling asleep in that Chelsea one.
Yeah.
But how do you think City are going to approach this?
I think same as usual. I hope same as usual. With big games, Guardiola has got this habit to overthink, and you suddenly get players playing positions you never heard of and that sort of stuff. And I hope that it's business as usual. We were great against Wolves in the week. We were great last weekend. We were great the weekend before that. You don't change a winning team, don't fix it, it ain't broke. And I hope we take it calm and casual. I hope we slowly choke out United. I hope we let players that are so good just do what they want to do. I want to see Gundogan doing what he's been doing all season, getting into those tight little spaces and breaking up the midfield. And I would love to see a big performance from someone that maybe hasn't shone this much this season. Gabriel Jesus scored again midweek. He's been growing into the team, but I don't think Jesus' reputation in global football is there yet. And probably next season, Manchester City are going to be without Sergio Aguero. What a better way to introduce himself to the global stage than in a Manchester derby, hit a winner, put an absolute blinder on. Off camera, Sophie was saying to me, I don't fear Jesus. And I think there's a lot of City fans...
She doesn't fear Jesus.
That don't have that faith in him.
I'm not sold on him.
She don't have that faith in him.
I'm just not sold on him. I said that when they signed him, he was this big prospect, Brazilian talent. And I don't know, I'm just not got my mind made up on him. I know he scores goals and stuff, but when I watch him, he just doesn't stand out to me.
I can't agree, Sophie. I look at a player like Jesus here and I think, don't get me wrong, good player.
Yeah.
But I'm like, if he was somewhere else, he's in another team. I don't know, if you say put Jesus in Everton, would he stand out? Would we be raving about him? You'd look at him and say, good player.
It's weird though, it's like,
you know what I mean? He's not like, I don't know, I think being at City makes him look better than what he is.
I think his record at the end of the season though, did you say get 15 goals roughly a season?
Yeah.
It's mad, when you're watching him live, I don't know, for me, I'm not impressed, but then his record at the end of the season, it kind of surprises you.
Yeah, but it's 15 goals a season.
In a City team, to be fair.
In a City team, is that good?
I think you've got to put a little bit of respect on the name, though, because he's getting these goals, coming off the bench, playing a cup game, being second fiddle. It's rare that Jesus, in his time at City, has had 3 consecutive league games to really get going. And no matter how good the team is, you could put any player at Manchester City as a centre forward and they'll have chances. But I think to come in and out of the team and work it and to fill the boots of Sergio Aguero, there's that huge reputation to fill. He's always going to look like a smaller player. And I'm sure if you ask any football fan, would you rather have Aguero or Jesus? I think 100 people are going to say Aguero. But Jesus is young, he's growing. I think he needs a big game to really put his stamp on it and to get that authority and say, look, I'm here, I'm good, I play for Brazil, I have scored goals for Manchester City, I've scored in big games before. And I think it's time now for him to prove. Because in the summer, if Aguero does go, Pep Guardiola is going to be looking at Haaland, he's going to be looking at Mbappe, all these big names in Europe. You've got to say to yourself,
Jesus,
I'm the main man.
Haaland, Mbappe, with what they got already. Give us a chance, man. What about the rest of us in the league, right? Okay, Nathaniel says Kevin De Bruyne will take over the game, right? So that's what he's saying. Arkanashi says triple captained Gundogan. Let me ask God this question, right? Who's better? Kevin De Bruyne or Bruno Fernandes?
I knew you were
I'm putting
gonna
it
say
to you guys out there as well.
I knew you were gonna
Kevin
say
De Bruyne, you can only have one. Yeah? You are the manager of your team, right? And you can only pick one, right? Free transfer. They're both available on
we
a
have
free.
both?
You can't have both. You can only have one. Kevin De Bruyne or Bruno Fernandes. And these two are going to make a case, I'm sure, for their player, right? Let's start with you, Sophie.
I love Bruno. I love Bruno Fernandes. But
apart from loving him, you got to make the case.
you know
for
what?
him.
The player, like you think, what player has come in and had an impact like recently that Bruno's had to United? Like he's transformed us. You can't lie about that. Last few games, I think he's been poor for his standards, and he's openly come out and said that in an interview. For me, I mean, right now, as a United fan, I'd say Bruno Fernandes. De Bruyne's been injured, but I think long term you have to look at what De Bruyne has done at City. Look, he's a class player. I can't deny that.
So you saying?
But I'm saying if Bruno keeps his consistency, keeps firing. I mean, a lot of people play stat pad him, but you have to be in those positions. You know what I mean? He creates the goals. He wins the penalties. He's just influential. Even when he's having a poor game, normally he influences it in some way. And look, he hasn't done that last few games. I'm hoping today that is another. He needs to prove on a big stage, doesn't he? De Bruyne, to be fair, I think big games he does come. We need Bruno Fernandes to do that. But long term, if Bruno keeps it up, of course I'll go for Bruno Fernandes. But right now, what De Bruyne has achieved, look, it's hard for me to.
Yeah, but I'm just looking at it right now. All right, take out the achievements thing because he's in a better.
This is a horrible
he's
question,
in a better
by the way.
team. But no, you still. Because Bruno's been so influential.
That's what I mean. Like,
and he's come in and he's hit the ground running from day one, hasn't he?
I think you can argue that he's had a massive impact at United, but Kevin De Bruyne is different gravy, man. And I think the question you asked to people who are neutral fans, either of City or United, who would you rather have playing for your club? De Bruyne has proved that he can do it in Germany, Player of the Year over there. He's the main man for his country, Belgium, who've been one of the best sides in international football. And at Man City,
he hasn't led them to.
Yeah.
Nothing,
Yet,
now, has he?
yet. We're in a Euros year,
He's
man.
had a few chances, hasn't he? He ain't led them to nothing.
They've never been favourites, though. Going into the tournament, they've never been favourites. He's consistently put it out of the bag for them, in my opinion. And at Manchester City, he's talismanic. And he doesn't just take penalties. He does it all. You're getting goals from outside the box. You're getting crosses from all over. You're getting big free kicks. You're getting just these moments. And also, you could play Kevin De Bruyne at right back, and he would do a job for you. I don't think you could say that about Bruno Fernandes.
I hope Fernandes comes back today. I'm just saying that. I hope Fernandes is back. But what I will say as well about, obviously you mentioned a great City team. Bruno Fernandes, I still think that we need one or two players in and around him as well. I think if you take Bruno Fernandes out of our United team, we'll struggle. You take De Bruyne out, we've seen, like you've got so many quality players, Gundogan players like that step in. We haven't got that squad depth yet. And I think that plays into it as well.
Okay, Milan says KDB, Fuggery, Skull says Bruno. TXD says Kevin De Bruyne, big game changer. Sueb says Kevin De Bruyne 100%. Young Ib says Bruno. Wavis says Bruno can't pick a pass, he says. Gregor, Kevin De Bruyne. Williams says Bruno the Magnifico. Nathaniel says KDB. Cray says easy KDB. Durr says Bruno is the GOAT. It's kind of, listen, it's De Bruyne's leading it. Anthony Martial, that's a bit of a giveaway with his handle there, says Bruno, obviously, right? But most people seem to be going for Kevin De Bruyne. I mean, I'm just seeing KDB. Lots of Brunos as well, but mainly KDB. Last time when Stephen McKerney came in, I know he's a good friend to yours, right? Big City fan as well. He was saying, forget De Bruyne. He's saying Gundogan has been better this season than, he's saying that he's been the best midfielder in the Premier League.
He has been great this season.
And he's saying that he's been better than Bruno as well.
I think this season, De Bruyne's had a bit of time out injured. So I suppose for City, Gundogan's been the more important player. I think overall, like I said before, De Bruyne can do everything. Whereas Gundogan has got a very specific role. And I think he's been allowed to come forward and get into more attacking spaces, which he's not. In previous seasons, Guardiola's used him in rotation with Fernandinho as a defensive midfielder. So we've not seen that Gundogan is capable. And he's a great finisher. He's almost, a number 9 at times. And he's been, when a season where Aguero's been injured and Jesus has been out of the team, Gundogan has filled that role and proven himself as a great attacking midfield player that maybe people have never noticed before. I certainly hadn't.
I'm a Blue Dabba D. Die says, this season, Bruno has been better. Don't even come at me, he says. Right, so he's saying...
De Bruyne's been injured, isn't he?
He's saying that for him, this season, it's been Bruno actually also sent us another super chat. He says, don't blame the sun if we draw or lose like Robbie did against Burnley. I did not blame the sun. There was the first half, right, and there was a ball that came over, and a player went to head it, and it just dropped about 5 yards behind him. But you could see, obviously, it was the sun. I weren't blaming the sun. It was the referee's fault and that Xhaka, but I don't want to get started on that. I'm over it. Well, I'm not over it. I'm not over it. But this is going to be a big game today. This has got all the feelings of a really, really big game. But United, it could have been bigger. Because a few weeks ago, you know, it could have been so much bigger. Now, I'm asking you this question again, Sophie. I'm asking it before the start of the game now, not at the end, right? Your manager, are you ever going to win? Is he capable of winning this game against a Pep Guardiola?
Yeah.
Is he capable of masterminding this win?
Yeah, because even though we've been poor last few games, like I say, it's a derby. You never know what can happen in a derby. I'm just so we should be up for it. After not scoring last few games, we need to be up for it today. You never know what's going to happen. Of course he can, and he's had decent results against Pep in the past. I think people are forgetting that, but look, it's going to be a tough ask, and like I say, we've got to bring our A game, and I think to some extent we've got to hope that City have a bit of an off game as well. We've got to hope that you have an off day and we can take advantage of that. But yeah, I think we need to start quickly. We need to keep retaining the ball. We didn't do that well against Chelsea at all. We didn't do it well against Palace either. We barely put 3 passes together, and today City will punish you. So we're not going to have much of the ball when we do get it. We need to obviously make good use of it. By
the way, it's still coming in. Kevin De Bruyne is better. You United fans need to leave. Right. So he's not having it. Peppa Pig says Bruno's show never against the big six. So he never shows.
That's what he needs to improve.
Bruno no show against the big six.
He needs to improve in the big games, definitely.
Yeah. Keyshawn says Bruno had 2 good seasons, and you're already putting him on De Bruyne level. Are you taking a piss, Robbie? No, but Bruno is. I think Bruno Fernandes, right? Everyone has to. He's been absolutely brilliant since he's come in. He hit the ground running. He's been brilliant. Dramatic 12's really giving a shout for Martin Odegaard. Not yet, right? Right. Hopefully he can get to them levels. Who? But what do you think as a United fan? What do you think of Ole?
City fan.
City fan.
City fan. Sorry, man. He's wearing not like he's wearing United colours. Sorry. As a City fan, what do you think?
Do you know what?
Ole, be honest.
Right, honestly.
Be real now.
Honestly, being real, I don't think he's evil enough to be a United manager, right? And I mean that is that like Alex Ferguson.
He ain't Fergie, is he?
Alex Ferguson was like the pantomime villain. Like people who didn't like football knew who like your mum knew who Alex Ferguson was. Do you know what I mean? And he had this like imperious nature. I think they went through David Moyes, went through Mourinho and Van Gaal, these like managers who had like decent reputations in the game across world football. And I think Solskjaer hasn't got that, and I don't look at him and think that's like what the United manager should look like. But you know what? I think the job that he inherited, massive club, massive expectation from the fan base, and like a squad that had a complete disarray. Some players from the Van Gaal era, some players Mourinho had brought in, some players didn't want to be there, some players that had huge egos. To try and pull that together into a team that can finish in the top 4, and I think will finish top 4 this year, I think he's done a cracking job. And I don't, as a fan of another club, I don't think that there should be any questions over his leadership.
Guardiola leaves and he was available. Let's just say.
Don't be daft, Robbie. Come on now. I'm being polite.
So you'd have said all those nice things, but you wouldn't have him at your club.
I think because of his reputation and relationship with United, I can see why it's working, and he clearly loves United. If Pablo Zabaleta wanted a City job, I would be interested in giving I think. If
Sophie loves United, but you wouldn't make her the manager yet, would you? You know what I mean?
Why not? Solskjaer, I'm on it. Solskjaer's on it.
Sophie hasn't also scored a European Cup final, do you know what I mean?
She's got a brilliant rainbow flick on her, I'll tell you that. I've seen it, right? But I don't know, Sophie, in the next 3 years, so we're giving him time, can you win the title with Ole?
Depends if he's backed properly. And by properly, I mean like we get the players in the right position.
If he's
we don't
backed, all right, he's backed. So he gets all the players that he needs, that he wants. Can Ole win the title? Ole Gunnar Solskjaer
it's hard to
lead Manchester United to win the title. If it comes down like there's 5 games to go, you know, I remember it's a long time as an Arsenal fan. I remember back in the day, you get down to the business end, squeaky bum time, as Sir Alex Ferguson used to describe it, where all of a sudden every game you play you've got to win. Yeah. You can't go there and just counter-attack. You've got to win those games. It doesn't matter if you're playing City, it doesn't matter if you're playing Fulham who's fighting for their lives at the bottom. You need out of those next 5 games, 4 wins and a minimum of draw to get over the line. Are you confident, Ole, even if he's back with everything, that he could do that?
I think he's still got to prove himself tactically. I think, like you mentioned, certain games he's counter-attack, certain games
But
he's
I'm giving you
stuck.
3 years. Now, in
But
the
that's
3
what I'm
years,
saying. If
he would have had his chance to prove himself.
It's hard to say without me seeing the personnel he wants to get in. Do you know what I mean?
What's your thoughts on it, looking at him now?
I think,
Do
like
you
you
see,
say,
do you
I
see
think
that,
he's done
like,
a good
you know,
job.
what Alex is saying, do you see the killer there?
I'm sure Ollie's got a ruthless side. I really do. I think to play at that level he has, to win the things he has, play at United, he's competitive. He's going to have that. You just don't see that. I'm not going to judge someone for smiling after a game, which a lot of people do. I'm not that petty. But tactically, I completely agree. I mean, we've drawn last 3 games, 0-0. That's not good enough. And Ollie needs to improve at that. But at the same time, I kind of sympathise. I think you look to the bench and you think, who's he going to bring on? You look today, our attacking players are Ahmad, Shoretire. We haven't got much.
Yeah, you've got
Greenwood. He's still a kid though, Robbie. He's still a kid.
Earlier on in the season, we've been told he's the best kid around. He's a top kid. Haaland's a kid, isn't he?
And if we get Haaland in, we'll see what happens. But do you know what I mean? I think it's hard to judge it now. But
Is he the killer? Come on, is he the
Ollie,
killer?
Just because you've got an agenda against Ollie, come on, Robbie.
I've
let's be
no
fair.
agenda against Ollie. I'm just saying, is he the killer?
Look at like our squad right now. Certain players, Martial, for example, a lot of people think he might not be here next season. He hasn't been consistent enough. We know it wasn't a secret that he wanted to get Sancho in. Personally, I can understand why we didn't spend 100 million on Sancho. But my point is, like, we spent 80 million on Harry Maguire. And then we left questioning, like, why did we spend that much money? We needed a centre-back. We tried to penny pinch and we've ended up paying over the odds for him. And then we haven't got a consistent partner. Ollie obviously prefers Lindelof to Boye, but Lindelof still isn't the perfect partner for him. Do you know what I mean? I think with that centre-back pairing that we've got right now, I can't sit here and say, I can't even predict that we're going to keep a clean sheet, let alone go and win something. Do you know what I mean? I think that he's still going to get personnel in, and I think he deserves time. 3 years down the line, obviously, it's hard for me to predict that. But I think he deserves time to be back again in the summer and give him next season and then see where he goes from there. I think that's the fairest thing I can say.
I've got an agenda against Ollie, right? I just look on it and I look at Guardiola, right? Even though he looks like a nice guy, you can see there's a killer there. You look at Klopp, even though he seems like a nice guy, you can see he's a bit of a killer as well, even though they're having a tough time at the moment. But you can see those guys, right, that when it comes to those crunch, if they need to mobilise their team to win those games, they will try. I mean, look at when you and Liverpool were going at it. That's what I'm saying, because that's what it can boil down to sometimes when it's a title.
Yeah.
You've got 2 teams like that season.
But for me, we haven't got the squad yet for that.
Liverpool got the 99 points. You got the. I mean, it was like you couldn't afford to draw, could you?
No.
You couldn't, and that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying with Ollie.
Yeah.
Does he have that?
I understand the criticism totally. I completely get it. But for me, like you said, the job that he took over, like he's got players that obviously he hasn't signed. We mentioned earlier, Donny van der Beek, for example, coming in. That's obviously not an Ollie signing. He needs to be backed and he needs to be backed properly, and then I think we can judge him fairly. Right now, for me, he's still kind of cleaning up the mess that he came into. And I'd have to say that we're on the right path again. It felt like for ages we were kind of in free fall. Since Ollie's come in, it feels a lot more positive. But tactically, I completely agree. To be a top manager, he's still got a lot of proving to do.
I agree with you. I think you're both right. I mean, I don't think he's a killer. I don't think long term that's what the Man United manager looks like. But I think I think objectively he's doing a good job. He's pulled together a team that was in such disarray, and managers with much better CVs couldn't even get anywhere near the top 4. He's pulled them together, and I think give him a summer, let him spend a little bit of money, bring the players in that he wants, and then judge him, because that's what other managers were allowed to do. And I think from day one, there's been people that were against Ollie, and I think he's doing all right. And personally, this is the sort of place where I quite like United, that when Man City play them, it's still a big game, but they're not going to win the league. That's happy for me. I like it when it's like that.
Imar says players have come out and said that Ollie isn't always Mr. Nice Guy, so don't even start with that. And Ollie literally cussed Lingard, I think it was, out on the... Lingard.
I remember that.
Would he do that to Bruno, though? You know what I mean? That's what I'm saying. Yeah, other question I want to ask. Let me ask this one to Alex, because I want to get your predictions in a minute as well. We've got 5 minutes to go to the start of the game, right? But are you no longer the noisy neighbours now? Is Manchester, is it officially now, you know what I mean? Like, with what you're doing now, is it officially you've taken over now? I genuinely think City there. I could
feel the sound of YouTube comments happening.
Just say it with your chest, man. It's your team, bro. Say it with your chest.
I think right now, City are bigger than United. I think if you're
bigger than United.
I think if you're a 21-year-old player and you've got the choice to go Man City or Man United, I think every 21-year-old in world football, or most of them, would pick Man City. I think there's 10-year-olds. Like, we're in London. I'm walking down the street and see like a 10-year-old in a Man City shirt in London. That didn't happen before, but you did used to see that about United years ago. I think Man United, global club, I think they've always got the potential to come back stronger. But I think City, at the minute, we're not looking at Man United. We're looking at Real Madrid, Barcelona, PSG, Bayern, Liverpool. That's where we're putting ourselves. I mean, United are always
That
going
hurt.
there.
I mean, that must hurt, innit? They passed you in.
Of course it hurts, but I think I have faith in Ole. I have faith in that, like I say, we're closer to City than we have been in previous years. I don't think we've got a total winning squad yet. I think we still need to sign players. I don't think we're as strong as City, and I think no United fan would sit here and say that. But like you say, I think we've got the potential to come back stronger, and I think that's the magnitude of Manchester United, isn't it? I'm nervous now. The players are coming out. I can see the players out.
Let's get your predictions. Go and add your predictions yet. Sophie, we're going to start with you.
I was on BBC Radio the other day. I'm going to stick to what I said. I went 1-1. I just want to see a goal. 1-1.
1-1.
I think everything I've said so far, I know about City being bigger and what have you. I think it's Derby, Manchester Derby. Anything can happen. I think United have got it in them. They do a performance.
Come on.
I'm going to say 2-2.
2-2. So you've both gone for draws.
2-2.
You've both gone for draws. By the way, you know what you said about YouTube coming at you? Yeah, they have. They have come at you, right? There's a lot of very unhappy Manchester United fans in the comments, right? And they're not having it. They're not having it that City
United
are bigger than Man United.
I think you define bigger. Do you know what I mean?
I mean, United have got more fans in China. I know that.
In China, he says. Only in China, right? Oh boy. Jack says he's going for City to beat United 3-1. Who else we got? 0-0 here from AJ.
Hope not. Please no.
Kunel's going 3-1 City.
Robbie, I want to know your score prediction because you're mystic now.
3-1 City. My one.
Yeah. What's your honest prediction?
Boy, Sophie, man. I think it's going to be a lot tougher game than what people think, because every time Man United play City, they turn up. They have a game plan. But I think missing Pogba is big in a game like this.
Yeah.
When you a bit earlier on in the season, I've kind of seen the drop off recently. Ever since he's come out of the team, so he's been out. I've got to go for City. I have to go 2-1 Man City. A close game. I think it'll be an entertaining game. I don't think it's going to be like last week against Chelsea. Because, City are going to go for it. I think City going for it suits United because suits their counter-attacking style. But interesting that Martial's up front.
Well, Cavani obviously not in the squad, injured, I believe. So, yeah, Martial's been poor this season. I'll call him Anthony Partial for a reason, because for me he's barely in games, and I'm just hoping that. I mean, we know his ability. He's one of these who can produce something special. I'm just hoping today he can do that.
Look at it showing Sterling. We haven't even spoken about him. Bloody hell! Look how good he is.
Sorry, Inspector Gadget's got him. Wan-Bissaka.
Director Chizo says he's going 3-2 to Man City. Uday 3-0. Trickle 4-0 City. I don't think it's going to be that. Jason says, sit there. I'm a Blue says, City don't even play in a full stadium. Right? So, does that annoy you that he was getting knocked for that? Because every time I've been to City, when Arsenal play there, it's a full house. So it's like,
it made me laugh when they had the virtual fans on the screens and they couldn't even fill that. Did you see that? I mean, that was mocking City. You'd think they'd just put someone in there.
I always think it's a sign of someone who goes to games and someone who doesn't. Because the away fans in the Premier League talk about the Etihad, and I think, do you know what? The atmosphere is not what it used to be, but you can say that every Premier League stadium in the country. Yeah. And I also think for Capital One Cup games in Tuesday in October when it's freezing, there are some empty seats. But I always thought that's a bit of a myth. And when you look at our percentages, we get more in at home than Liverpool and all that. Do you know what I mean?
Game started anyway, but
it's like that Liverpool atmosphere though, isn't it, as well?
Rashford was just holding his back.
I know, I saw that worried me.
That?
He's had a back problem for a while, hasn't he?
That's not a good sign, though. He's on this...
From carrying the country for so long.
Oh, penalty!
That's a
penalty!
penalty!
Go on! Come
That's
on.
a penalty.
Fernandes, I said he'd be back.
That's a penalty.
Fernandes.
Oh my gosh! In 40 seconds,
on.
penalty given. Wow. It's a definite penalty.
Yeah.
It is.
100%. What is he doing there? He's got 3 players there. Jesus, what's he
it's
doing?
stood on the back.
Oh, he
Definite
just,
penalty.
It's an accident. He sort of caught him on the back of his leg.
Yeah, it's
But
clumsy.
it's a penalty.
That's what I said
It is
before. It does
clumsy.
when they defend. They've got no idea.
Oh, this is the dream start for United.
Fernandes, come on.
Dream
derby.
start here. Dream start.
Anything can happen.
So what did I just say? I told you it's going to be. We see goals. I told you it's going to be a tough game.
Come on, Bruno.
Bruno Fernandes
Come on.
does what he does best. Can he do it in the big one?
Is he going to jump or not?
He's got to
can't
jump.
take it, I
He's
think.
got to
Come
jump.
on.
If he don't jump, he'll miss it. Just stick to your normal thing, innit?
No, he mixes it up though. He does
Up
mix
he
it up.
comes, Bruno Fernandes.
Come on,
A big
Bruno.
moment is to run up.
Yes!
He scored!
Get
I
in!
scored it!
Yes!
Oh, that,
He nearly
Get
saved it, Edison. He got his hand to it,
Get
but
in.
he scored. 1-0 to Manchester United.
Get in. Thought he'd save that then.
I thought he saved it. He got his hand to it, but he had power on it. He's right in the corner as well. He did well to get there.
that angle make me a clown, man. It's,
Get
Oh,
in.
he did
yes.
well to get there, Edison.
I thought he'd saved
he
it.
nearly
Genuinely.
got it.
What a start.
He didn't do the jump.
I told you he mixes it
You
up.
know what?
He mixes
He
it
got
up.
a hand on it. He's very unlucky not to save that.
this is massive,
Just
you know.
enough power on it.
1-0 to Manchester United in 2 minutes. Jesus is gutted. That is a dream start for Manchester United. That
Come on.
absolute dream start.
Do you know
Wow.
what? I was just about to say before kick-off, like, this game's got a moment in it. There's going to be a big moment that defines the game.
That was it.
What, 40 seconds? isn't
City
it?
haven't gone behind in 19 games, I think it is.
Wow. That's right. That's
Once they
right.
pressing.
And you know what? We didn't really talk about that in the build-up to this, but obviously City have been on this amazing. What was it? 20 games?
21.
Come on.
21 wins.
21 games. Oh, United are in again here.
Good start.
This is a shaky start by City. A shaky start by City. Yeah, and you know, United, they'd be, I was going to say, and I forgot to mention that right at the start, you guys will be motivated to stop this run.
Yeah.
To be the team. United are,
Go on,
again,
McTominay.
they're through.
Come on, Rashford. 1v1.
Oh, that's a good.
Oh, two. Not
good
on the
tackle.
pass.
Oh, what are you
Go on,
doing?
Shaw. Oh, he's still going to better there.
Oh. Am I watching Man City here? Or is this Sheffield United?
My trousers have changed colour.
What's going on?
It's Man
What's up
City.
with your defence?
Man City at the minute.
He should have done better there, you know?
You just know they're going to come back into it though.
Wow.
Like this, like Luke Shaw's got the better area.
How are you messing around with the ball in that area? You've got to get rid.
Is that Cancelo then? Wasn't it?
Moderigi says, Pep don't look happy by that. He says, I'm a 35-year-old Man United fan, and I agree City are bigger now. For 7 years, City have better players. They get
Go on.
bigger names and play the best football. That was one from earlier that I forgot to do.
Obviously, I'm a United fan, of course. I'd love to sit here and say United.
And Tommy said City are bigger on the pitch at the moment, but United will always be bigger. City are
But
still
yeah,
a small
define
club, he says,
bigger.
when it comes to who has the most fans. He says, by the way, tell the City fan it's 1-0.
I'm well aware of that, don't worry.
By the way, there's beers and everything like that. Help yourself, yeah? Drown your sorrows. Was water there. We got Coke, Diet Coke. We got popcorn.
Cheers,
If
man.
they score again, that
And of
popcorn's
course,
going
I've
in the air.
got the Don Roddy champagne ready for the winner. Whoever today, I'll share it with. But, woo, not a great start for City. You know what's very you know what? We spoke about this, remember in the Liverpool game I was watching earlier about confidence. How many times has City given the ball away? I don't even think I've seen them giving the ball away like that all season.
Do you know what? I have a theory
Bit rattled.
that you can trace our possession to how well dressed Pep Guardiola is. Right? When Guardiola turns up in a suit, it's big game, it's Champions League, every single player is on it. There are no mistakes because players know he means business. When I saw him walk out that tunnel in that grey hoodie, that's what he does when we're playing Burnley.
Mind you, he's
And
been wearing
players
that
are
hoodie for a while now, come on.
Oh, mate, I just think...
Now, you know what, right? I got bantered for blaming the sun, apparently, right? Blaming a hoodie
I just think, man,
That's a new one to me.
Blaming our manager's been dressed, right? That's it. It's over.
I just think when the players see him, they're like, oh, okay, it's chilled out. It's
Oh,
going
no.
easy. Here we go.
Sloppy from Shaw. Danger.
De Bruyne's through. Oh,
We'll
that's
take that. We'll
He
take
did.
that.
poor pass by De Bruyne.
I don't even want him to wear a tie.
Come on.
Just something like
Come on, Martial.
something with colour on it.
Got to say, Martial.
He started
again,
all right, to be
a
fair.
guy who's been low on confidence. It was him who won the penalty.
Yeah, he started
That would have
sharp.
done him the
That-
world
yeah.
of good, wouldn't it? Ole's looking chill there. I'll take it back, Ollie, all I said, yeah? No, it's still early in the game.
Let's hope Dan James scores now. That'll proper shut you up, Robbie.
It's the dream start, man. You're playing in a derby, that's the dream start. No complaints about that.
Let's hope we don't try and sit on that, do you know what I mean? Because if we do that, that's where we're playing City's hands.
I
Just
can't
keep that
remember
pressure on.
a goal that quick in a derby in years.
Yeah, I mean,
I can't ever. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm sure there's one.
incredible. Football, man. I tell you, that's why we love this game. It's just
Yep.
like all them predictions before the build up, all that, and then that penalty gets given away like that.
Come on, Rashford.
Rashford's looking sharp, isn't he?
I was worried when he was holding his back, to be honest with you, because he's had a back problem for a while.
Not been a good start for Cancelo as well, man. He's been getting a bit, you know. It's what you got to do though if you're going to beat City. But to be fair, that's what you got to do. A lot of teams in recent games, even when Arsenal played them, I felt that we showed way too much respect to City. You know, I
Yeah,
understand
so
why
I
teams
agree,
do
yeah.
because they are so good, but you got to have a go.
City didn't get first game, I think, that game
No.
against Arsenal, did they? Just cruise through it.
Do you know what? We looked at the team sheet, the three of us, and said, United are going to sit back and counter-attack. City won't have been expecting this.
Yeah, we've gone at you, to be fair, yeah. We've gone at you. This is when I worry when it does open up.
Sterling on the ball.
One 0. I actually was not expecting that.
It's a goal for you, Sophie. You can come back now.
Yes, roll the curse.
If there was no goals, right, you weren't coming back again. But now that we,
I always think this is when this sort of thing happens, I always think about all the people that are just do you know when you miss the start of a game and you flip it?
Yes,
You
yeah.
don't even notice
I've
it's
seen
1-0.
that before. I've seen that before.
Danger.
Ooh, dangerous ball. City on the attack here.
Oh no!
Well won, Sterling.
Where's he heading it? Where's he heading it there?
That's a nicely played ball. I think you could have played
Dino.
Sterling in there. It might have been better than Gundogan. Yeah, you're right. I've seen that happen before. People turn up, come in late, and then there's a goal's been scored and they've missed it. And I saw them same people before the game at the pub.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I mean? So they was only late because they was having more drinks. Who's that down there, McTominay?
Yeah. What's your thoughts on McTominay, City point of view?
He's a football manager, a regen, isn't he? He's one of
Yeah.
them players that I always forget about, and then he just seems to be there every single week for United.
Yeah.
And not all of your players need to be superstars. He does his job every week. He turns up.
I rate him.
He's earned his place. He's a top 4 player. He's a
And
Champions
he's
League
only
player.
young. That's
Yeah.
the thing about him. So you look at a player like that and you say, you know, like you said, you know what I mean? Every team needs a player that's not spectacular, but they do.
Yeah, it's like
You know,
Jordan
it's-
Henderson
it's
for
like,
Liverpool.
like you said, that manager's player that whatever you tell them to do, whatever they do the instructions. You know what I mean? And they just just every week they're a 7 out of 10.
Scotland have got some players, though, haven't they? Like McGinn, McTominay, Robertson. Some good Scottish players coming through. I like McTominay. I think he's just not a glamorous player, and I think that's why he gets stick. He just does a job in that middle.
The problem is you're a player like McTominay, you're playing at United. Everyone's expecting flair and
Yeah, he just does the
stuff
simple
like
things
that.
well.
So then players, sometimes don't get the respect they deserve. But every team needs a player like that.
And I feel like when he doesn't play, we don't have that driving run through the middle. He does that really well. Like his energy going forward.
I think it'd be very different if he was English as well. I genuinely think a lot of the media narrative gets very excited about young English players that are playing every week. But because he's Scottish, the London-based papers don't care about him. And I think that...
Yeah.
I heard he was born in Burnley, though. Someone said, is that right? Where was it? He's English, isn't he? He's English, Scottish parents, isn't it?
Yeah. Good ball.
Oh, played some good stuff, United, man.
Play on. Yeah, we'd be a lot sharper than we were midweek. Moving the ball quicker.
They were saving it for this game, Soph.
Just
you know
sums us
what?
up.
Go on, Soph.
I was going to say it sums us up playing like that against Palace and then bringing out a worldly performance here. Just sums us up.
I mean, all morning, like getting out of bed, in the shower this morning, thinking about Derby, not nervous. Travelling down here, not nervous. Team sheet comes out, not nervous, and now I'm like, it's Derby day. I'm feeling it. Do you know what I mean? Like,
I've been nervous
my
all
hair's
week.
standing up.
He's caught up. He's here.
He's offside there.
My turn next week is the North London Derby. I can't even enjoy those games sometimes.
The last one was a cut
so
off you,
you're
wasn't it?
so your nerves are just, you know. I'd hate to play Tottenham in a final.
What?
You know, it's
Bruno's just done 2 in a row. He'll be booked soon.
I don't think you need to worry about that too much.
You know what video always makes me laugh? That clip of John Stones dancing in the dressing room.
Yeah.
That clip always makes me laugh.
He's a good lad, John Stones. I think
he's done well because he's fought for his position, isn't it? Because
Do you think it'll be
a
him
lot
and
of people
Maguire?
thought-
Euros.
I think he's got to be in a shout for the Euros.
I think
you know?
Michael
He's
Keane's had a
been-
good season as well.
Yeah, he's probably been England's best defender, hasn't he?
Yeah.
In the Premier League.
Stones has to start for me for
Yeah,
England. I think
okay.
he's been almost a permanent place in a team that are finishing top of the league with the fewest goals conceded.
Yeah.
10 games to go, 11 games to go in the league. You know, his form can drop off, but for me, I think most teams in Europe would start John Stones based on how he's.
It's amazing how things turn, right? Because I remember in the summer, we were getting linked, Arsenal were getting linked to John Stones, and there were Arsenal fans, I don't want him. Stones, nah!
There's a bit of a,
But
Never take
you know,
him.
you could understand because he hadn't had a good time of it, but he was getting linked because they were saying that Arteta, with the Arteta link, they might try and bring him in, but he's been. So this is what Guardiola does really well. That he's able to, as I said, get players playing better, and he won't give you that chance until you start playing to that level, will he?
yeah, I think it demands so much of players.
Yeah.
And I think you can always tell which players respond better to it than others.
That Zinchenko's another guy who's done well, hasn't it?
Yeah, and I mean, I don't know the ins and outs of it.
Was that
De Bruyne and
what's
Bruno,
De
was that
Bruyne?
the chat earlier?
De Bruyne's given the ball away about 3 times now.
It's Fergie.
Yeah, but
Fergie looks like he's in disguise there. He's got the hat right down by the mask.
I think Harry Maguire's due a goal, to be fair.
I always think Harry Maguire's out of place. Do you know what I mean? He looks like he should have been born about 60 years before. I think he would have fit like right into the 66 World Cup squad.
His pace would match that.
Yeah, that pace is a big worry, to be fair.
He strikes me as like the old-fashioned footballer, like, has a roast dinner and a pint of bitter before playing on a Sunday. You know what I mean?
So why does he always play Lindelof with him? I always think like with Bayer, he's quicker.
He is, but I think...
So doesn't that work? He can mop up if
I think the issue is, I think obviously, to have a decent defence, you need a consistent centre-back pairing. And we know like Boye, he's injured he's made of glass, isn't he?
Yeah.
And I think that's what he just trusts that Lindelof's the more consistent one. And also, I think Boye gives you a bit of a heart attack as a manager. He's a bit rash at times. Lindelof, I just think he's just a different style of player, but I just think that Ole trusts him more. I think that's what it comes down to. I love Boye, but I think he would give you a heart attack as a manager, some of the stuff that he does. And like I say, he's injured, so it's pointless having a player like Boye play one game, but then he can't play 3 more after that. Do you know what I mean? He needs that consistency, and I think that's what it is. But that partnership for me just doesn't work, Lindelof and Maguire.
You're not. Ooh. He's never in a Granit Xhaka again. United are pressing well though.
Yeah.
United got the initiative. It's up to City and Guardiola now to adapt to the game.
Well done,
Oh,
McTominay.
well done by McTominay there. Won that well.
Good pass as well. Oh, Fred.
Oh.
What's going on here? How have we come out with that ball? Come on, Rashford.
Tidy.
Yeah, it's good defending. Stones again. That's where his pace.
Bruyne
came in.
again.
De Bruyne again giving the ball away. What's going on? Oof. Shot by Rashford. That's another shot on target. What's up with De Bruyne today? You sure that's De Bruyne?
Matt, it's the Alex Hylton curse, isn't it?
Ooh. Simple ball to him, look. Oh.
Rashford's just had a pop, innit?
I think you could have went a bit further in then.
Yeah. I want to see that from Rashford more though. I wish he'd just run at players a bit more. He's frightening.
He's
when
got the frightening pace,
Yeah.
hasn't he? And they've just really won a penalty. He's the sort of guy, if you run at him, you can't,
Yeah.
it's very hard to stop him once he's sort of bearing down on the box.
So we'll be happy with City having it there, but you just feel like they're going to grow into this game. I think you're right. I think you obviously were expecting a counter-attacking start from us, and we went at you and caught you by surprise a little bit.
It's impressive from United, the way they've started.
Yeah.
You know, you would think, the way the game has gone, you would think United are playing at home.
Yeah.
Use a diagonal there.
Luke
First
Shaw,
time he's touched the
Mahrez.
ball, Mahrez, isn't it? What can De Bruyne do here? Oh, that's Zinchenko, sorry.
Nice to
Yeah,
Oh, no, it
De
was
Bruyne.
De Bruyne.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I've done that a few times at the ground myself as well.
Comfortable at the moment for United, really. They're doing all right.
Well done.
Ooh.
So the space in behind there though, for me, you should be playing Rashford in them.
City definitely a bit rattled here. Definitely. Oh, it's a good ball though. Oh, it's a
Hello?
chance.
Good block,
Oh, it's a
Lindelof.
good block by Lindelof.
Good defending.
That was a great ball. I can feel the tension in the room.
Can't take your eyes off it.
Nerves. It's a good game.
Mahrez against Shaw, I think, would be an interesting battle. To be fair, Wan-Bissaka normally does well against Sterling.
Mahrez has been having a great season.
Yeah.
He's Sterling. Ooh.
Don't know how to do it.
Gundogan, he's been banging him in this season. Why not? Why not have a go?
I apologise for everyone with headphones. Like the third time I've made like an awful. Sorry.
You don't apologise, mate. It's a derby. You do what you want. It's a derby. Right.
I probably broke a few eardrums when I screamed at the goal, to be fair.
Yeah. I've got a season ticket at the Etihad, but I always find that the people I sit next to always change their ticket every year. I get the same guy twice.
Oh, he's sitting next to him next year. Oh, God.
Hold it. Well done. Switch. Yeah, we look so much sharper on the ball than we have done previous games.
The 1-0 start, that goal,
Confidence boost.
yeah, soft penalty, really, but what was Jesus? There was, when you look at that penalty, there was a couple of players already round.
He didn't
Yeah,
need to make a challenge to do.
He didn't need to come in. You can't, anytime, what I don't understand with professional footballers, when you start in that position like that, why are you coming in from behind the player? You're asking for trouble, aren't you?
You know, it's that cliche, isn't it? Like it's a forwards tackle, a striker's tackle.
Yeah. You're asking for trouble. You're coming in from behind.
And
It doesn't make sense.
He's going nowhere.
He's
like you
going
say,
nowhere.
like-
You got 3 defenders around him, and you're coming in from behind. That's mad.
But derbies do strange things to players. And I was talking
Yeah,
to
I
Jesus
guess.
before the game. I was saying, you know, he's the sort of player that he needs a big match to really put his stamp on it and introduce himself and say, look, I can do it, I can be the main man.
Well, he put a stamp on it.
Yeah.
Put a stamp on it.
Literally.
Put a stamp on Martial. That's what
On
he
his
did.
Achilles.
If he's walking down that tunnel thinking, I'm up for this, I'm really going to go for it, first minute you're going flying in. I mean, what was he even doing there? You know, like...
It's crazy.
It's almost like one of them as well. You see it often where it's almost too early in a game where players are still not fully switched on.
Yeah.
He was like, what, 40 seconds in?
Panicked.
Yeah.
Panicked, didn't he? City have been more in the front foot in the last 5 minutes, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, you see the possession stats there. They've been more on top. That's a good run. United standing firm at the back, though. It's one thing with this, Sophie. You said earlier about all the 0-0s, but you haven't conceded a lot of goals.
No.
So
Yeah. I think it's almost like
do another one and then clean sheets here. You've won the derby.
in the big games, like I said, we got battered. Obviously, Spurs battered us, conceded 6, and I think from that point, it's almost like Ole's focused on not conceding in the big games. But in that, we've kind of sacrificed
Straight
going the
road.
other way, and he needs to get that balance. Do you know what I mean?
Nope, not getting through like that, Morris.
Come on, Rashford.
Ooh,
Come on.
it's a burst of pace by Rashford. Ooh, he's still in. Oh, he got it back.
Never really had it under control, did he?
No, he's quick though, isn't he?
Yeah.
Is that Diaz? That Diaz is quick, isn't he?
Do you know what? He can do it all. I think
He's quality.
Yeah.
he was one of those players that, his name suddenly got mentioned towards the end of the transfer window, and you get a lot of people who go, I watch a lot
Right,
of
that's that,
Portuguese
yeah.
football. And
Here's a chance for Sterling. He's still. Oh, there's that a penalty.
hello?
Oh, he's been told to get up.
What? Ref, that not fell.
The
So
VAR
this
will
is what
check it now.
we-
Oh, yeah,
we're just. It just keeps coming back at the minute. We need to look after it.
It looked clumsy to me.
He went through his legs, didn't it, Fred?
They'll bring it back in it and check it when there's a break in play.
One thing I will say is I don't know what Fred's meant to do there. I kind of ran into him, but it did go through his legs. Whether he meant it to or not, it went through his legs, and then Sterling just kind of hit him.
Will they bring it back after this long? They probably checked it already
Yeah,
and
yeah.
decided, didn't they?
Clumsy though. Danger again. City are pulling the strings now. Well done, Maguire.
I want to see about that penalty.
This
let's
is
get a
tense.
replay.
Let's see it. Let's get a replay on it.
See, like, for me, Sterling hasn't really got it under control. That's the only reason I can think, it wouldn't be a penalty. See, like,
Nah.
he just hits him, doesn't he?
Nah,
Just hits
I
him.
don't think that's a penalty.
What?
Oh!
I mean,
No penalty, man. He ran into him. Come on, Alex, man. You're clutching at straws now.
I've been told.
Don't get me wrong, I would as well. But I get it, yeah? But no, that weren't a penalty. He ran into him.
Yeah, yes, like Fred. Well, I don't know what you could do.
I think you can make an argument that he's being crowded out, though. He couldn't run anywhere else. There
We
was
need to look
6,
after
7
the
men on
ball.
him.
He's in again.
No, not 6, 7,
Take
3 or
that.
4.
Rose dead.
That's Zinchenko with that shot. Yeah, it was.
It's a good save.
I like Henderson.
He's been good when he's played, hasn't he?
Yeah.
Henderson? I mean, it shows the
This is
difference
a
he's
big
made. there.
opportunity for him now as well with De Gea being
Wasn't
back in Spain.
Zinchenko another one where his missus went on to add a pop at Pep on
Yeah,
Did
yeah. She
on
wrote
her
like
Twitter, on her Instagram or something.
on social media. She basically had a bit of a go at him for not playing Zinchenko in
Yeah.
big games. But Zinchenko himself apologised for it. So,
Yeah, well, he had to, innit?
but he's been amazing, man. I think he had an opportunity to leave
Fred,
the Wolves.
He played well.
He's always been an attacking player, and he's been playing left back, and he's just sort of taken it, and he works hard. And I think it's tough because Cancelo's been in such good form and has played at left back. Walker's been great at right back, and he's had to wait for his chances. And arguably, he's been our best fullback this season.
Yeah, Steve was saying that to me the other day. He's been excellent.
Well, sorry, our best left back, not necessarily better than Cancelo, because he's been been unbelievable. And as you can see with Zinchenko, he's getting himself into those forward positions. And then that's when you get the kid that was developed as a winger coming through, a player that has got that instinct in the final third.
Oh, that's brilliant by Mahrez.
City are proper coming at us now.
Yeah, they're coming out now. Playing some good football.
Get out to him.
Oh, that's good.
Yes.
Oh, good defending.
Good defending.
I like Mahrez, man. He's so
I was saying
skillful.
off camera, like the way that he drops the shoulder. I don't think there's another player who can do that.
Oh,
the way
Luke
he does
Shaw.
it. It's not good news if he's injured.
Luke Shaw looks he's struggling a bit there. He's all right.
He's blowing.
For somebody who's accused of being so fat, the way he gets up and down that pitch, you know what I mean?
It's just, I think for me, he's just got that body.
He's just got a
type.
barrel build,
Yeah.
hasn't he?
Like Rooney
A bit
was
like me,
that.
you know what I mean? So it's a barrel build, you know what I mean?
I can imagine Robbie getting up and down that wing, to be fair.
No, I wouldn't be getting up and down. I might get up, I ain't coming back down, I'll tell you that.
Where's your position? Where do you play?
Huh? Centre back,
Centre back.
yeah. Deep centre back.
Keep giving the ball away in stupid areas.
When I was younger, I used to play, I used to like playing like midfield. But, yeah, as time went by, centre back.
Drop deeper.
Deeper and deeper and deeper. In the 6-yard box. You know, I'm that guy where the keeper plays the ball out to him and then he just plays it back and hoofs it down the pitch. That would be me. I have to say, it's a good game.
Yeah, we can't get
Been a
close
good
to
game
City
so
at the
far.
minute.
Both teams having a go.
Oh,
Oh, he spun him.
Just literally send him to his knees then.
Zinchenko win that.
Good time.
Oh, well done.
Did well. Especially against Wan-Bissaka with them spindly legs.
Extendable
Good
legs, isn't
block.
it? See, look, it's
United
coming straight back
defending-
though.
United defending
Go
well,
on,
but-
outlet. We're defending well, but you can't keep doing this.
Thing is here, it's like United are pressing really well.
They are.
But in that final third, it's like playing Burnley. There's this wall of red
Yeah,
shirts.
yeah.
There's not been a moment where City have been allowed any time or space. I mean, how many last minute blocks has there been? Mahrez had one, Zinchenko's had one, Sterling's had one. I think Jesus had one.
He's a corner. Young Ibs says, glory, glory, Man United. You can tell who he supports. Right, he's really happy. But it could all change on this. Oh, they tell you played it short.
Come on, it's a counter attack.
Always a counter. Oh, either.
We'll take the foul though. Release some pressure.
United fans are really happy in this chat, I can tell you that.
Good. We witnessed the goal, that's why.
It's like it shifts, isn't it? Like you play, think about playing United today, you're thinking they've not scored in 3 games.
Yeah.
That's now come to like not conceded in 3 games. You know.
Yeah.
Phantom Bix says, Mahrez is playing some beautiful football, but Kevin De Bruyne is not his usual self.
See, we pass it too slow from the back. Giving it away in dangerous areas. I can't believe why Luke Shaw dropped to his knees then. Come on then.
United,
This is where we're dangerous.
where they're
But we
dangerous
need
on
to
the
do it at
counter.
pace, yeah.
Rashford has definitely looked lively in the game so far.
I couldn't see Lindelof in the shot then. I was terrified. I thought he passed it straight to Jesus. No.
Here we go. Come on.
We've done that several times in his first half.
Bruyne. Oh, what's De Bruyne? What is he on?
Cursed him.
He's turned into Granit Xhaka.
I can't believe it was even a debate, Robbie.
I genuinely I can't.
He's having a meal.
What is it? Half an hour in.
He's giving it away most of the time, isn't he?
Yeah, more often than not, it feels like.
You just know he's got that pass in him, though.
Has he? He's been really poor today.
I hope
Everything
I
he's
hope he
played has
hasn't.
been short.
He's under hit it, hasn't he? Or
Yeah, he's under hit.
You know, is it something that's going on in his head? Did he like not sleep last night? Do you know what I mean? Something like that. It's
More
strange.
excuses incoming here.
You know, this is it's just like looking for an explanation why, because I've not seen. That's got to be the worst 30 minutes De Bruyne has played for a long time.
It's the starts rattled him.
I think it's the
Rattled
hoodie.
whole team.
I think it's Pep's hoodie.
Do you think it's Pep's hoodie,
That's
yeah.
the problem, yeah.
Pep's hoodie.
We've been on air for like an hour. I reckon I've said about 9 things that I'm going to regret. I'm looking forward to getting a tweet off like Man U Superfan 99 in 4 years' time. Go, is it Pep's hoodie, mate? Like,
This guy says Xhaka is KDB in disguise. What's going on? Another guy says boring Man United. Boring Man. What United are doing?
1-0,
Yeah, they're 1-0 up, man, and you know they're playing against City.
I
think they're
they've been
playing the
boring.
perfect game. They're pressing City high up the pitch, right? And when City get into their box, they've got lots of bodies back and they're defending well. Oh, that was a crunching tackle. That was, man. Oof. What's that? What's the card going to be? Oh, it's yellow. It's a yellow card.
Maguire, was it for Maguire? He full on went in then.
He whacked him, didn't he?
He looked like to me. I thought Bruno
Took his
fell.
foot off, man. Oh, the hell.
It didn't hold back, did he?
Oh, that was a bad tackle.
That's what I
By
thought
Fred.
foul was. It was Fred.
Oof.
He kicked Fred if anything as well. He kicked both of them. Probably the right
He
decision.
went through that.
Probably the right
That's a
decision.
Derby Day tackle.
That's an old-fashioned centre back we were talking
Yeah.
about.
To be fair to Jesus, he just got on with it. I like that.
Yeah.
I like that he got on with it.
Let's talk about him not getting on with it. Lacazette's scream yesterday, by the way. I watched that live on I thought he'd been shot.
You've got to do that now, innit? That's what everyone's
thought he
doing,
broke
innit?
his leg or
I'm
something.
glad he did that because you know what? Our players have been too nice with all these things.
I thought he
I
broke
see
his
all these
leg.
other teams diving and screaming and that. We got to scream as well.
There's screaming and there's that, though, to be fair.
Hey, painful, you know.
The Match of the Day mocked it, didn't they? Did you see that? That made me laugh.
I didn't watch Match of the Day.
I never do when United lose, to
I
be
did
fair.
see the screen, but I trust me, I didn't want to watch no football yesterday, man. Trust me, after that game, the worst thing as well, early kickoff, ruined. I didn't watch a game of football until like I watched the Leicester game, that Leicester game later on. I was so peed off. Mitchell's asking me, Robbie, Bruno or De Bruyne? He's asking the question again now.
No, what are you saying?
At the moment, it's definitely Bruno, but it's still a long way to go. Half an hour of the game gone. And it's been a really good game.
City are finding these gaps now.
That's a good pass by De Bruyne there, though. Sterling on the ball. Oh, what was that? He's got the... None of the City players are firing at the moment. What was that?
do you know what? There's a missing piece. I said it at the start of the game. This game's going to need a moment. Now, the penalty might be that moment, but I think for City, there needs to be someone to put it all together. De Bruyne is wearing the armband. For whatever reason, he's not producing the first half an hour. And he looks, at the minute, like he's not going to do it all game. For me, there's a man sat on the bench. His name is Sergio Aguero. I think he's scored in something like 9 derbies. Loves a big game. He's not at full fitness. He's not been himself the last couple of weeks.
don't
But
like
if
to play him,
anybody's
though.
going to come in this game and influence it,
Pep hasn't been playing him at all.
Sergio Aguero. Well, he was injured for most of the season. But I'd like to see him at Sergio second half.
I wouldn't.
What, early?
Yeah, half time.
Half time?
Pep rarely makes half time changes, but I would love to. I think that's what, from our point of view, that's what the game needs. A punisher.
I said like before the game, and I could jinx it now, and Jesus could do something mad, but I would fear Aguero a lot more than Jesus. His movement is so clever.
His quality.
Yeah.
But has he still got that, though? You know?
That's it. I
With all
haven't. I
the
barely
injuries
seen him
he's
play
had.
this season, to be fair. So
Has he even played? He's hardly played this season, hasn't he? He'll be gone in the summer, innit?
Who knows? I mean, He always said that he would finish his his career Independiente in Argentina. But I mean, it's Aguero, isn't it? If he was to leave this summer, he could definitely get a job at a big club in Europe. In the Premier League, there'd be a lot of teams that would want to have him. For me, as a City fan, if he wants to stay, I think City should renew his contract. He scored one of the most iconic goals of all time, 93-20. He scored countless goals in big games. Hello?
Oh.
You know, in derbies, if
Henderson
Aguero wants to stay, let him stay. What a player to have, even if he's getting on a bit and he's not as fast as he used to be.
Maguire again playing him on side though. He always does that, he drops deeper. I don't know if it's because he knows he's slow and he's trying to compensate for the lack of pace.
See, a bit like when I played, as I say.
Is that what it is?
Deep. That's a good run. Oh, no foul.
I feel like for us at the minute, we ain't got that focal point. We're giving it straight back to you. We just need to look after it.
Would have been a game for Cavani, maybe.
See, like, you keep giving it back.
Yeah, they're getting on top in the midfield.
Yeah.
It's an absolute battlefield in midfield.
It's a proper derby. It's a proper derby. They're really going at it, both teams. Not like the game last week, the Chelsea one.
No, definitely not. Get out to him. Well done.
Ooh.
Hello?
What happened then?
Could that be a penalty?
I don't know what happened. What did he
Fell over, innit? He was going to try and hit the ball. I mean, that's a collision, isn't it? You can't really give that. So. What do you reckon, VAR?
I'd like to see it again. I was watching the ball. I
saw Fred getting like he holding his face. I don't know what happened.
But it goes back to Lacazette's scream, though, innit? Always go down holding your face, no matter what it is.
Yeah.
Listen, you lot judging Lacazette screaming. That hurt.
It's bad that the physio. The physio didn't even come on for him. Do you know what I mean?
Huh?
Lacazette's done the hard bit. He's done all the acting. All the physio's got to do is run over with a magic spray and play along. Oh yeah, it's real bad this one.
Fine, yeah.
You know.
It's so loud. Obviously, not having the fans in, you hear it a lot clearer, didn't you? But I'm surprised you didn't hear it here. To be honest with you, how loud it was.
Might have done, but it was in Burnley.
That's what I mean. That's how loud it was.
The Emirates might have heard it. We'll see. City knocking on the door now.
Good block
That's a
again.
Great block again. United are defending really well.
We are, but you kind of think, how long can you keep this up for?
Yeah.
Well, these are the moments that we need to.
Nicked it in for the counter. That's a 3-on-3. Poor ball there by Rashford.
Bruno.
Was that Bruno?
Yeah. He's got the Bruyne syndrome now. He did that a few times against Chelsea, though. If you remember, we broke and his pass just wasn't good enough.
I really do feel in this game, City got to score next. If United score next, they could hold. Just saying, you know what I mean? I'm not trying. I'm just saying, you know what I mean? It does look that way because they're looking quite resolute at the moment. You can get one back, but...
I just always feel like, especially with Lindelof and Maguire, we've got this one, we'll always have one moment where we switch off.
Oh, that was a great turn.
It was a good
by
turn.
Gundogan.
And that's why I feel like we can't just sit in like this.
It's lovely one-touch football.
We need to make more use of Dan James's pace as well.
Is he playing?
Told you he scores, Robbie.
City looking dangerous now.
Dangerous.
Oh, that's ooh.
I thought you were finishing that then.
No, yeah. Pass to me, I'm open.
Great finish.
Let's see, look after it a bit more. Too slow. I'll take this though.
Bit of possession here for United.
Sit, look after it. Come
That's
on.
a great ball.
Run at him, Rashford.
Great ball to Rashford. Got the overlap there. He's
Run
got
at him.
Shaw on the overlap.
Fred's on.
Well done.
Oh, that's good defending.
covering,
Very
good
good defending, man. That's quality. Didn't panic.
Lovely bit of positioning,
That's a foul,
yeah.
right?
Good head.
You know what? Maguire's just been booked, so he's lucky there. I feel like we haven't had enough of them moments since we
Where
scored.
Jesus get that haircut from, man? That's
We
a
look
lockdown.
dangerous going forward, but
That's a lockdown haircut that Jesus has got. I'll tell you that. Bloody hell.
it's like Richarlison as well, isn't it? Have you seen his?
Yeah. Oh, hell. Brad's is accusing in the chat is saying that Man United are parking the bus.
Being disciplined, I'll say that much, but I don't know. City.
I don't know if they're parking the bus.
No, that's what I mean. City,
now,
City are the home team. They're always going to come at us.
yeah,
I
they're
think
counter-attacking now. I
Yeah.
don't think they need to. I think City needs to.
we can't have too many gaps, can we? Because they'll exploit that. So
There's definitely two banks though, isn't there? And I think
yeah, we're being disciplined. I think that's how you word it, and then
So
trying
you
to
think
counter attack.
two banks is parking? You think it's parked up? Well, they lost it, yeah?
I think United have been incredibly cautious when they get the ball. Put it that way. That's the polite way of saying it.
Dangerous here. Free kick.
Was De Bruyne range?
Bruno.
He's always whinging, isn't he, Bruno, man? Bloody hell. What's he whinging about? He's pulled a man back. I mean, listen, it weren't enough to let him go down, but he would have went down if it was him.
I love Bruno. I love his attitude.
He's still moaning.
He's a very Man United player. He's a very much because he's got that habit of he's an absolute whinger, and I think that fits old-fashioned United. Crowding around the referee is one of them. I can't argue he's a quality man, but he fits United. They're the Premier League side for him.
I'm not saying anything until after this free kick.
Reimer's asked me, he goes, Robbie, he goes, would you take Gabriel Jesus' haircut or keep it bald? I'll keep it bald, man. That haircut is, sorry, that's
I could
naff.
see you with that Jesus haircut.
Are you joking? That little thing. He cut it himself.
There we go.
Right here, this is a big chance here. Free kick.
Come on.
Is it De Bruyne time?
It feels right.
Or is it Zinchenko time?
No, De Bruyne.
He can bang it from here.
All right.
Oh!
Corner.
He hits the ball so hard.
Had a lovely dip on it, didn't it?
It's
Up
a
and over the
dip, yeah.
wall. It looked right.
If that's either side of Henderson.
If it wasn't so straight,
Yeah.
the keeper would have had a bit of problem with that. It's only because it was straight, innit? How did he get that dip on it?
The one was
a bit
Rashford's against Chelsea, that free kick.
Yeah. Knuckleball.
I remember everyone moaning at him as well because he kept hitting it into Rose Ed. Every free kick he tried, he kept trying that knuckle ball, was not catching it. So everyone was almost huffing and puffing when he was stepping up to take that free kick, shooting from there. But what a free kick it was. Again.
Oh, that's poor to give it away there.
We've done it.
We wanted that
half.
more now.
Well done, Ramsaka. Again, no. Stones just had a good half, to be fair.
Drawn to the end of the first half. Couple of minutes left. It's still Manchester United 1, Manchester City 0. Ole is looking. He still looks stressed. Poor ball that.
Go on then. Oh, his touch needs to be better then. This is what you want, then.
That's James, isn't it? Well, that's a great run.
See, that's where you bring. We haven't done that enough.
Oof. Oh! Ah. Why didn't he shoot? I thought he'd shoot there, Fernandes.
Yeah. I think he kind of got himself in a bit of a knot, didn't he? Look like he tied himself in a bit of a knot.
Oh, mate, I was at half time already. I feel like simultaneously that half has lasted forever. And yet, City haven't really looked like we've got
Well
going.
done, Fred.
There's been moments towards the end of the half where we've looked a bit more like the City that we've seen this season. And De Bruyne's looking a bit more like himself, but
That was nice.
Good pass.
look right.
What are you seeing?
You got a moment?
Mahrez?
Someone!
Oh! Just missed. Jesus.
Phew.
Would he be offside? That was a chance though.
Yeah. The space Morris has got there.
Oh, mate.
Yeah, he's offside.
He's offside.
If he
Do you
does
know the
touch
thing
it.
is, right, if he would have played that a bit in front of Mahrez, he sort of played it slightly behind him, didn't he?
You have a shot, wouldn't you?
Then he would have had a shot.
The keeper got a touch on that.
No.
No.
I think if he did, he would have taken it into Jesus' path. To be fair.
Yeah.
What a scream for that one.
My heart's racing, man.
I feel tense.
People in the comments, Alex, telling you to have some popcorn now, I think. 1 minute of injury time being played. United on the attack again. Well, that's a good
Come on,
ball.
Martial.
Oof.
Ref! Is that not a push?
Oh, he gave that the other way.
No, give half time.
was
Is that
half
not
time.
a push? Dan James' small size has gone against him there.
Half time it is. Manchester City 0. Manchester United 1. The goal, a penalty, Fernandes special. And Sophie's not, she doesn't care about that. Fernandes coming off smiling there. And, well, that's a bit of a turn up, not what everybody expected. Alex, what's gone wrong in that half, mate?
I don't know. I think it's more what went right. I mean, you got to give credit to United. There was one big chance in that half. They took it, the penalty. I think City made a mistake early doors and they punished it. Credit where it's due. I mean, you asked me in the half, do I think United part the bus? I think they have a little bit. I think sort of towards the end of the half, it's defend, defend, defend. I don't think that's a bad thing. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, his job is to win the match and he's doing what he thinks will suit it. It's worked. It's frustrated City. Apart from that Jesus chance at the very end, which was offside, City haven't really had a clear-cut opportunity, and that is because of the way United are set up. I think Pep Guardiola, one of the best managers in the world, if not the best manager in the world, but on this particular 45 minutes, Ollie's managed it better. Credit to him.
COIG says, Fernandes.
Told you to be back there. I said it. The second you raised that debate, I just knew he was going to do something today.
And mind you, Atomic Puppet says, Bruno is bang average.
He hasn't done a lot apart from
He
score.
hasn't done a lot apart from that, but that's the moment, man.
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
the moment, you know.
Yeah.
Lucifer says, my Bruno. Right? Aaron Alern says, Fernandes 1, City 0. Right? A lot of people say that. Football chat, Fernandes 1, City 0. There's a couple of marriage proposals in there as well for you, Sophie. Not for you, Alex. But for
They never are. They never are.
Nicholas says, the ref is disgraceful trying to get City to win.
How?
What's the ref done? He's a Man United guy, but he said...
I do think that was a foul at the end of Dan James, but apart from that,
Yo, you're talking about the one right there?
maybe. Maybe that's what he's referring to.
What is this? What is this? Have you learned nothing?
Sure, Adrian,
we are
Phil
watching, for people in the UK, we are watching Phil Foden do an advert for sure. Do we not learn? Joe Hart, for sure, gone next season. Like the Liverpool squad, Brendan Rodgers Liverpool, there was like 4 of them and they lost the title. You did not put hair adverts, body products. It is the end of a footballer.
That might be a bad omen for today. Let's hope it's not for you. Aditya says, Fernandes, the stat merchant. Right? Hamza says, Martial's been good. He hasn't done a lot, Martial, apart from win the penalty.
He hasn't done a lot, to be fair. I do think we need an outball a bit more. I feel he's coming back too often. We need to find his feet a bit more. He hasn't had much service, to be fair, what I'll say.
Reece Proctor saying, United will win 2-0.
We can't keep hanging on like that. We need to be better on the ball.
And Aaron says, people saying Bruno because and not De Bruyne because of a penalty. Laugh out loud. He's not having that. And Zane says, Liverpool need a Fernandes. And Josh, who's definitely a United fan, United advertiser, says, stop all this Bruno hate. He's unbelievable.
I love Bruno.
Jamie O'Neill says, Fernandes is much better than De Bruyne. It's changed now. It's turned. United fans are out, man, and I'm telling you, they're loving it. They're loving it, you know. Nafuman says, Bruno will start getting more credit when he scores more open play goals than penalties. Has he scored more penalties than open play goals? He has, hasn't he?
Yeah, I'd imagine so, to be fair.
Hamza says, give Martial his respect.
I think he just needs better service, Martial. I'm not going to say that he's played badly. I just don't think he's got into the game much. I'm not even going to call him partial because I don't even think that's down to him. I think it's just down to the service and the fact that, like I say, we haven't looked after the ball and it keeps coming back to City. But yeah, I wouldn't say he's played badly and he won the penalty.
John Miles says City have been toothless.
Yeah. I mean, like, there's so many dangerous players in that team. I mean, you know, Raheem Sterling, we're yet to see a big chance for him in this game. I mean, Gabriel Jesus, I hyped him up before the game. I said this could be his big moment to really prove himself at elite level. We're yet to see anything from him. Mahrez, to be fair, he's cut inside. He's given the game something. I think he looks the most dangerous threat from my opinion. But I think, compared to the City that we've seen, who put 4 past Wolves in the week, we do look toothless, And
I think you have to give credit to United, to be fair, for how they've defended as well. Like you say, Emily, last-ditch blocks that we had and stuff as well, players throwing themselves in front of it. I also agree that Mahrez, I think, has been your main threat. I still think De Bruyne will come into this game as well.
Yeah, Josh says Man City will come back in the second half.
Yeah.
And Adieta says, come on, City. The thing is like, sort of like what I was saying. I think United score next. I can't see City, from what I saw in that first half and the way in which United have defended. I think United score again. You've got to give them favourites to win it. I mean, what they're showing back the penalty there. What is Jesus doing? Now look at it there. Look how many defenders are around him. 1, 2, and he comes in from the back. How dumb is that?
If you actually look at
him there, he's trying to come across. What is he doing in the box? Look, how many City...
Rodrigo straight away looking at the referee like, oh no.
How many blue shirts is around him?
Yeah.
Why did he need to do that? I mean, that's brain dead football.
I thought he'd saved it.
He nearly saved it.
Just enough power on it.
He didn't do the jump.
I asked him, I said, I wonder if he'll do it. He does mix it up.
Michael Richards looking happy.
I love the Michael Richards,
Roy Keane. Looking unhappy there, should I say.
I love the Roy Keane, Michael Richards duo, by the way. I think it's great.
There needs to be a travel show. I would happily watch. I'd watch series after series of like Roy Keane and Nicker just send them off somewhere.
I think they're great. Yeah, so you say, like, how many bodies are we getting in between there?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. United have defended very well.
That was a good strike.
City have tried to work the openings, but there's just not a lot of space there. United have. You are right, Alex. They've got the 2 banks of 4 there.
I really do think. I mean, I gave Mourinho's United loads of stick for parking the bus and so on, but I really think defending's a lost art, and I think there's a lot of people who talk about style of play in football, and I'm lucky that Man City play the way they do, and it's great to watch and it's fun. But I think teams that defend well, credit to you, because it's hard. And I think there are very, very few managers.
Yeah, but I don't like when teams just, I don't like when teams just, that's it for the whole game, just defend them. I can't
There's that, but I think you've got to look at this team and think, like, United are asking the question, we're 1-0 up, bring it on.
Yeah, no, that's fair enough.
Man City, 21 games in a row, show us what you got.
That's fair enough.
And I think so far, City have an answer for it.
But then you can also make the mistake where you say, right, settling on that 1 goal, City get a goal back early in the second half, and because you literally devoted all your time to defending, you then sort of lulled yourself into that for the whole game.
Yeah.
Why not sometimes go out and get that second goal? Be a bit braver.
That's why
this is again when it comes back to my kind of Ole thing, right?
Yeah.
Now, I'm not saying to be fair. I think they're the first half. I think United have played it the right way, but there might come a stage in that game. It might be like, should we try and get that second? Guardiola would be trying to get the second, wouldn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think so. But at the same time,
get the second game, because if you get a second goal, the game. Serious. I think United score again before City. I think they won't lose the game. Minimum draw.
If we go for it like you're saying, and then those gaps open up, we know that City will punish us. So I can understand why we're being a bit. I just think we need to make better use of our counter attack. I just don't think. Like Dan James, he had 1 run towards the end, but other than that, like, he hasn't really featured much. I just feel like we need to get his pace into the game a bit more.
You are right there, Sophie, in that the counter-attacking has been good to a point for United, but then they just haven't. It's that final
coming straight
ball,
back, isn't it?
Yeah. John Miles says it's not bravery, it's not pragmatism. It would be ridiculous to try and outpass City with Fred and McTominay as the pivot. You're just asking for trouble. I hear that, but...
How many times have you seen us give it away in our own half? And luckily, we haven't been punished for it.
George says people who are saying that Bruno is better than Kevin De Bruyne have lost it. Well, there are a lot of people saying that in the comments based off of that penalty. Mr. Hussein says Sterling has 0 goals in 25 games versus United. Is that true?
I can't believe he's played United 25 times.
Yeah, I know. Has he played 25? Has he scored against United?
Off the top of my head, I can't see a Sterling goal. If that stat's true,
Wan-Bissaka's, I know, done very well against him in the games that he's played.
Prince says United have had City on the ropes, pressing them high. Now they've just sat back, just waiting for City to score now. So they have got a bit deeper, but maybe it's because City have grown into the game a bit more.
Yeah.
Tomcat says United always beat City. Why are people acting like it's something strange? I said that at the start though, didn't I? I said they always give, City a good game.
It's a derby, isn't it? And I think there's so many factors that are played that are beyond just the quality on the pitch. And form, it's such a cliche, but form does go out the window. And there'll be, put it this way, when City were crap, we were relegation fodder, we would still every now and again throw out a result. I remember like Giovanni putting a 1-0 out at United. I remember us beating, I think 4-1 we beat United. But then Sean Goater, City beats United 3-1, Neville fed the goat, iconic moments. City had no business beating Man United in those days. But they put it out because it's Derby Day. For me, and a lot of people disagree with me, this is the biggest derby in English football. I think City United, it's massive. And
Hold on.
I think purely on the basis that they're both in the top 4, they're both clubs that have been in
the biggest derby in it. No, I'm not having that.
Why? Go on. What name a bigger derby?
North London derby's bigger.
You'll like this. I don't think Spurs are big enough for the North London derby to be the biggest derby in
It ain't, but it's just more, I don't know, there's something in about that. Maybe some bias because it's Arsenal top.
Yeah, everyone thinks they're derby.
I guess we're all... But hold on, don't you think Man United Liverpool is bigger than Man United Man City?
Don't be soft. Don't be soft. Historically, yeah. Historically, I'll give you that. Because in the same way that, like, in the Midlands, Birmingham and Villa is the main derby.
No, that's hot.
But when Villa and Birmingham are so rarely in the same division, suddenly Villa fans have to pretend that they hate West Brom as much as they hate. And I think it's the same because City were irrelevant in the certain title competition for so long, whereas United and Liverpool were always on the top 4. It was always a massive game. That derby got ramped up, but I think now, I think City United. But then I'm biased.
No, but if you ask a United fan, I've asked many of them that question before. I mean, ask Sophie, which one for you? Which
Liverpool.
Who?
United. Liverpool.
Do you reckon?
Yeah. Genuinely,
well, I've been put in my place.
You know what derby I always used to love watching as well? Newcastle Sunderland.
That's a hot derby.
I used to love watching those games.
That's a hot derby, man.
I always think it's when you get derbies, like everyone thinks their derby's massive. Like always. You ask like Ipswich fans, they go, Ipswich Norwich is the biggest derby in English football. But it's when you get like Sky are awful for it, trying to ramp up a derby that isn't there, where they go like, it's
North London derby though is serious.
Yeah.
That's a serious derby. That's serious. You know? Merseyside derby, it's more of a friendly vibe, but it's still a hot.
Yeah.
Do you think?
I don't think it's friendly vibe.
It's got less friendly, I think, recently.
Yeah,
you hang around
friendly
Merseyside, I know some Everton fans that disagree with you. The thing was, Man City, Liverpool...
But again, it's the same though with the Liverpool fans. They see the United game as bigger than the Liverpool-Everton game.
But I think that's competition, isn't it? And it's weird because City and Liverpool have had this like weird rivalry develop over the last 4 or 5 seasons. But growing up as a kid, when Man City were bottom of the Premier League, Liverpool were like my favourite of the top 4.
Yeah.
I wasn't a Liverpool fan or anything like that, but if it was Liverpool or United, I obviously wanted Liverpool to win something. And then Chelsea and Arsenal were both London clubs, so I always felt like... And I think most Man City fans and Liverpool fans kind of liked each other. And the last 3 or 4 years, City and Liverpool have been going for the title. That's become like a mini derby on its own.
Corey says, because a lot of people are giving their biggest derbies, he said Southampton versus Portsmouth. I know Portsmouth fans hate Southampton, and vice versa. That is a hated one.
It depends where you are, isn't it? If you're in a pub...
Football Champ's got what he thinks is the ultimate here, Rangers versus Celtic.
That is a mad derby, to be fair.
I'd love to go to that. just as a neutral, sit somewhere
Yeah.
in it. I've got Scottish mates, and they was like, Robbie, Rangers or Celtic? I go, yeah, pass. And I get involved in that one, man. Trust me, that's a hot derby. Obviously, that's a hot derby. Liverpool, Everton. You can get ones from abroad now. Galatasaray, Fenerbahce in Turkey.
It's like the Madrid one.
Yeah.
Is that the Madrid one's tonight, isn't it?
Leeds United, Man United. That used to be.
Yeah.
That used to be fire as well, didn't it?
It's nice to have that back as well, to be fair. It seems like it's been so long, but
Yeah.
it is nice to get that back.
That used to be fire.
Yeah.
That used to be fire. Lots of people saying Leeds United.
Yeah, it is, to be fair.
Leeds and
I
Man
kind of
United.
forgot they were back in the Premier League. That's bad,
Aston
isn't it?
Villa versus Birmingham. You got everyone going now. Stoke versus Burnley, the bus derby. That's with Newcastle, Sunderland. John Mars is suggesting Newcastle versus Sunderland, Rangers versus Celtic, Sheffield United versus Sheffield Wednesday, West Ham versus Millwall.
Yes,
Yes,
that's got a bit of
yes,
flavour,
to be
innit?
fair, yeah.
That's for it's not on the pitch though, is it? That's always been traditionally off the pitch, a hot derby. Boca Juniors versus River Plate in Argentina. That's mental.
It's like you said, that everyone thinks their derby's the biggest
Everyone
one.
thinks that, and I think
El Clasico.
it's
India versus Pakistan in cricket.
we're going outside football now.
We even go outside. Barnet versus Boreham Wood. Derby versus Forest. That's
Yeah.
another one.
Yeah, it is.
East Midlands Derby.
That's retro, isn't it, that one?
Obviously, Wolves Albion as well. I know my dad hates West Brom, so I'd say that's a big one, but
Chelsea versus Liverpool. I know that
That's not a
They
big
don't
one,
like
no.
each other.
yeah.
They don't like each other.
That's just history, though, isn't it?
Yeah.
Chelsea and Liverpool have been
Yeah.
around the same place in the
Yeah.
table for a long time.
Dortmund versus Schalke. And I'm going to end with this one as the game restarts. This one's from Andrew, and he says Liverpool versus Fulham.
Do you know what? If we're calling Liverpool Fulham a derby,
After today,
I think he's talking about the levels that they're on. I think I'm going to enjoy you on a bit right now.
wait,
And I'm not even stressed. I did all my stressing out yesterday. I wonder what Pep's told him at half time then, City. What would be the advice? What would you tell him if you giving advice to them?
I think you got to give it some. I think United have asked the question. You know, I would like to see City play with the same confidence that we've had for the last 21 games. You know, these players know they've got it in them. You know, we've been brushing teams to the side every week for months. And you know, United have played well first half, and it shook City, and they didn't look like themselves. They weren't playing with that confidence and swagger that we're so used to.
Yeah.
do I go doing here?
Like you said, it's like the first game which they've conceded as well. So they're always used to going in front in all these games.
Yeah,
So
It's a
the
different
mindset's
mentality
changed
now
a
for
bit
us.
on this, isn't it?
yeah, it's unknown territory. Unknown territory.
But we need to stop doing this. We need to look after it a bit more. Get it to
Yeah,
Martial's
yeah,
feet,
that's
get
true.
James in the game more.
That's true. You're
Rashford,
you're
to
just
be fair, you
passing it
said-
back to him.
Yeah. Rashford looked sharp, he said, when he got on the ball, but for me, he hasn't had it enough.
You know, sometimes in like that Amazon Prime thing, All or Nothing, where you could see what was going on at half time, it was amazing. And I've noticed in like some American sports now, they show what the coaches are saying at half time, and like, I'll be so fascinated.
Yeah. What do you think about that? Obviously, VAR, a lot of people think that.
Always a chance. Off the post. Off the post.
Got away
Oh.
with another one there.
Just going to say, Pep's put a coat on and he's covered up the hoodie. So I'm just saying, if we get a big performance second half, the theory works.
Right, Nick. Off the post. Look. Off the crossbar, sorry.
Tried to place it.
Oh no,
tried
it's
to
the
put it.
post. That's the closest City have come.
It is.
Oh no, it's actually the crossbar. I did catch the crossbar.
I can still see the hoodie.
Got the coat on now.
Why are we
That's a
trying to do
poor
this
touch
against
by
City?
McTominay, that's a foul.
What pass was that from Wan-Bissaka though as well? It's up here.
Yeah, but he's still poor
I don't know why we
touch.
try and play out like that. When City are going to press us
What every
high.
team does. Look at
Yeah,
us
but when
yesterday.
you can
You
do
see
it
Arsenal
well-
yesterday.
But when you can do it well, I understand it. I did see Arsenal, yeah. Why
playing
would
out.
you do that? Exactly, why would you?
Do you know what I mean? To be fair, that's what we've been doing all season.
Yeah.
And so we've had a lot of success. Well, not a lot.
That's when it comes off, it's
Not a lot
brilliant.
of success. We've had some success.
But we do it too slow. I said it against Chelsea. We do it
You've got to
far
do it
too
quick,
slow.
yeah.
And then we get caught out. And City will no doubt punish you.
De Bruyne over this one. What's he going to do? You have a shot from there?
I reckon he'll go a shot
Try
come
and curl
across.
it in?
He'll whip it.
Yeah, far post I'd like to see.
Oh, that's a bit far out, isn't it? Or is it just the angle?
Nah,
that's
yeah.
showing it?
Hello.
Nah, that's meat and drink for the keeper. That's poor. That was poor.
Yeah.
I hope Henderson takes his chance whilst De Gea's not in, because a lot of people saying they don't know if he's good enough yet. This is a good opportunity for him now, isn't it? Especially with the Euros coming up as well. Go on.
Oh, skipped him.
Shaw's
It's a good
rapid
run
when he
by
gets
Shaw.
going. Come on then, Rashford.
Well, Shaw's in.
Yes!
Oh,
Get
you're
in! Luke Shaw!
How has that
Get
gone in?
He scored it. He run the whole
Yes!
length of the pitch.
I said he deserves
That's
a
a
goal.
big goal.
Get in!
2-0 Man United.
Luke
Great
Shaw.
finish.
Luke Shaw of all people, get in. I said he needed to add goals into his game the other day.
That's a great finish.
Come on. What
He
a run.
run the whole length
run.
of the pitch. Look where, look where he picked the ball up from.
I keep booting my bottle
It's a
all
great
over
goal.
the room, I apologise.
No closing down. No one's gone
It's
to him.
onside.
He's onside. It's definitely onside.
Snuck
that
it
gone
in.
in?
Snuck it in, I'll take that.
It's a great finish. Or does it come off?
No, it's
That's a great finish.
get in.
Right in the corner.
He had one against Palace on his right foot towards the end of the game and he put it miles wide.
Oh, right in the corner.
He's saving it for this game, that's what he's doing.
Like that's
Come on, Ollie.
2-0. How did they allow him to run the whole length of the pitch like?
I'm speechless, man. Quite City. Let's have a bit. Let's get into it.
City
I said
got
2-2 before
that's
the
poor.
game.
That's wobbly from Henderson.
Yeah, you said 2-2.
You did, to be
So
fair.
he's still on for what you said. My 2-1's out the window. Oh, what a great tackle by Wan-Bissaka.
Put his
Oh,
back on,
he's
that's what
taking
it
his
is.
coat off now.
That's right.
He's taking the coat back off. That coat was the wrong move. City can't get near him at the moment. I think you've got to get Aguero.
You think sooner rather than later he will do
You've
that?
got to do something.
Yeah, Pep rarely makes a decision before the hour. Or a substitution before the hour.
What a run that was by Luke Shaw.
Yeah, it was a great run. The whole length of the pitch.
You'd have to say, of all the United players as well, he deserves that goal. Like, his season. That's dangerous. I'll take that. I said I wanted to see a goal. I've seen two. I wasn't expecting that.
Yeah, and both goals have sort of come right at the start of each
Yeah,
half.
that's right. Started, yeah. And City hit the post just before that.
City got to, like
Good tackle
Alex
again,
said, you'd have to
Wan-Bissaka.
show your metal now.
Do you know what though? I don't think this is a game that's about who wins the league. I think this is purely about
Bragging rights, isn't it?
yeah, absolutely bragging rights. But I think this is a representative of what makes you good champions.
We won't win this and be like, oh, we're going to win the league. Do you know what I mean? We'll win this and think, oh, we've just beat Man City. We need to carry this on to our next game. I've always said for me, it's about us. Like, it's your title to lose. For us, it's about keeping in that second place. I don't want to fall into that dogfight that's going on for the top four.
Yeah,
I want us to stay
Everton
above
and
that.
West Ham sniffing around.
Yeah, I want us to stay above that.
But I think for City now, it's like the great champions of this division get back into this game. Last year's Liverpool get back into this game. And I think
Well done, Fred.
to earn your stripes and prove yourself.
Come on.
This is a long
got
way
a
back,
back.
man.
Oh, John hit it, innit? Oh, a bit more on that and James would have got it.
to say there was some poor defending from City on that second goal. Not really what they've been doing this season, isn't it?
No one put a challenge in.
Yeah.
Just stood off short.
I mean, Shaw's first touch is incredible, to be fair. Absolutely loses his man. But after that, he runs, 20, 30 yards unchallenged. The pass out to the wide man, no one picks that up. And then he's left and he's given, 3 or 4 touches inside the penalty area. Edison, flat-footed on the spot. There's 4 or 5 things
There's
there.
a chance.
Right?
Stand him up.
Head up.
A bit
No
too
one
many
there.
touches, isn't it? Too many touches in the box for City today as well.
Is that not a foul? Go on, Bruno.
Oh, Bruno's in.
It's a good ball as well. You'll do him for pace, you'd think.
No, he's got him out wide, though, hasn't he?
Need some support. That's it. Hold it. I need to put. You need to think that.
Been a bit sloppy sometimes, hasn't he, Rashford?
Yeah. I think it's a bit complacent at times, if I'm honest. I think it's a bit. Needs to lift that pass then.
Oh, that was composed by Maguire. Germano says Agent Diaz and Agent Stones pretty frustrating.
Good pass. Oh, good
Oh,
turn.
that's a great turn there.
Come
Oh,
on
he's
then.
in.
Come on.
What are you doing?
Come on, Tony.
Martial.
Come on, James.
Ah, why didn't he hit that first touch? See,
Bruno
that's what I'm
wanted that
talking
as
about.
well.
Why did he take that touch?
Martial's not
looking at his
impressed,
face.
is he?
But Martial saying, why did I pass to him for?
I thought he was going to go the other side, to be honest with you.
Tom
Rashford.
Cat says City always bottle it against Man United. Not about always bottle. You beat them in the FA Cup earlier on the season, isn't it?
Come on, Maguire, header.
If United score from this,
Slab egg,
I'm
come on.
turning it over. Do you know what I mean? I don't care. It's 6:15. It's time for The Simpsons. We'll put that on instead.
So we know what happened in the shooting.
This is not looking like City at all. More like New York City at the moment.
Do you know who we've not seen much of today? Joao Cancelo.
No.
Yeah, he's been quiet.
And I've been singing his
He hit
praises
the
all
post, didn't
season. The last few games, he's been getting a lot of hype, but I think early on, 5 or 6 minutes in, he got caught out of position. And what he's been so good at is that transition between midfield and fullback, almost giving us an extra centre midfielder, and then being a creative player. I just don't, I can't, he had a moment. He's not but as influential as we've been
This is
used to.
danger.
No.
Mahrez, sure. Fred's going to help him.
What are they going to do with it, though?
Fred's done
This
well
guy has said, he forgot his name here, he said that City way too many touches in and around the
there.
box.
Yeah.
And United are very well organised. They've got 2 banks of 4. Everyone knows. Look at that defending there.
Wan-Bissaka, class. See, we need to do better there, though. Need to get to Martial's feet.
It's congested in there, isn't it?
Yeah. Good tackle, come on.
I'm getting a ring off my mate Fred, man.
So that's Shaw again, bombing forward.
Luke Shaw, he's on it.
But look,
Come on.
United got a load of players in the box.
Oh!
Oh,
Oh! You got to do better there.
that could have been another. They're getting a lot of players forward, United, when they get them counter attacks.
This is what we've done better this half. First half, I felt we struggled with
Do you
that.
see how many players they had in the box there? About 5 players in the box. Oof. That's a deliberate foul there by Shaw. That's a definite yellow card.
I felt
That
that
was like he
myself.
just ran into a wall, innit, Mahrez there?
I felt that.
Doof. That was like American football, that was. Block. Tamp says,
I should have volleyed
21 is coming. Ollie in. 21 is coming. He's getting a bit
21
carried
in
away
21.
there.
Come on.
Chill.
Oh, come on. Well done, Fred. Why did he not pass it there, Martial?
Yeah, he won that back well.
He should have passed it though.
Yeah. City need a something from somewhere.
Wan-Bissaka again, solid.
I'd make a change if I was City. I mean, it's not working. Eh?
Yeah, it's 58 minutes in, man. We've seen an hour.
Ivan Davis said, Robbie, do you think City will make a comeback? I have to be honest, not looking that way. I mean, listen, one goal changes everything, ain't it? One goal back changes everything.
Here we go.
But United are defending well. Well, that's good.
That wasn't. That's a conversion. That was an absolutely beautiful corner. That's what a corner should look like from De Bruyne as
bit
well.
High though, bit high.
Floated.
This goal, this touch and run from Shaw. Sold him in the touch there.
Yeah. That came from just that Henderson throw. Look how many, how's he allowed to run? And then
He's got player of the month and
no one's
a
closing
goal
it.
to top it off. I'm so happy for him.
That was a great touch by Rashford.
Through his legs, innit?
Yeah. That was his throw started it. Henderson.
Yeah.
De Gea out. Famp says, lovely clearance by Mahrez, he said.
I can't wait to see Twitter after this is finished. Everyone's saying that 21 in 21. Bet you. Oh.
Prince Teddy says, Gabriel Jesus is the Brazilian Martial. He's been poor. He's not really been in the game at all, has he?
He's the Brazilian Werner.
Oh, what is that?
Come on.
Giving the ball away. Look
Wide,
again.
wide.
Look how many players United have got in this attack. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, if he would have got past him there. Why didn't he try and find the players in the box though?
Yeah.
There, Rashford. I think he's been very wasteful, Rashford, today.
Yeah.
Come on, Jesus, make them.
He's trying to feint as though he's going to cross it, hasn't he, and then go on his left. I think he becomes a bit too predictable at times.
So United are deep now. It's very difficult to get in behind. They go out wide, look straight out to them like that. See how they're defending?
Inspector
Goes
Gadget.
out wide. There's Shaw and Wan-Bissaka on each side, are straight on them. They try and come inside to make it compact.
Shaw's got to get tight because the times when Morris has got the space to run at him, he looks dangerous.
He has
He's
got
gotta
a yellow
stay
card
tight.
on him though.
That's
Shaw,
what you've got to be careful now. After that body blow he did. Well done, Martial.
Yeah, there. That's a
That's it,
foul.
we'll take that. Oh, is he playing on?
That's no advantage.
What's Fred going to do there?
Yeah, that's ridiculous. He's having a good game, Fred.
Yeah, it's all over. Like he just covers so much ground in that middle.
He's really come round, Fred, hasn't he? I think
You know what,
he
like-
got a lot of stick when he first arrived.
Yeah, I think winning the ball back. There's not many players
He puts some
like
work
him.
in, man.
Like his tenacity in there and winning the ball back is fantastic. But when he gets the ball, he's just so rash sometimes, giving it away. He's not good enough on the ball for me. But he has a good game today.
Ivan says City are being exploited on the right defensive flank by United.
Yeah, sure.
Both of United's goals have came from mistakes of City's right defensive area.
I think the first one was like Jesus being reckless though.
Yeah.
I don't think you can blame that on the fullbacks or. That said,
There's
I mean,
Walker.
Ivan, Kyle Walker's
Walker's
coming on. You need to get yourself in the dugout, mate.
Well done, Martial.
But you've got to get a goal scorer on there, man.
This is dangerous.
It's De Bruyne.
Maguire.
Look how many players after him.
Offside.
Hello.
He's offside, didn't he?
We'll take that. Look square.
Looked like he was offside to me.
Looked offside.
Touch too many, man.
His touch was
That's-
his first
didn't
touch
that a
was
lot,
poor as
To
well.
be fair.
His first touch was poor as well.
Like there, if that's Aguero, I'm thinking goal.
Yeah.
With Jesus, I just don't have that same feeling. But like I say, I'll probably jinx it and he'll probably score against us now. I've said that, but it's better.
I'm getting that sinking feeling. That sinking, that moment that comes to you on Derby Day when it's not going your way. I can feel it. I can feel the sea growing, and I reckon, what is it, 63?
Go on then, drive. Go on.
I can't watch.
Oh, I thought he was going to hit it. Should have hit it, Rashford.
Oh, God.
Rashford should have hit that.
United's players seem to be
If you
everywhere.
score 3, Robbie, the popcorn's go in.
See, they can't get him behind.
We're one pass away, but
Got to play that wide.
Is that turn?
Oh, that's poor.
do you know what? It's that age-old thing, and you must have heard it 1,000 times, Robbie, but it's no longer Arsenal, it's City. The thing about City is they always try and walk it in.
Trying to walk it into the back. They are.
It feels
They
like
are.
we're constantly one pass from a goal, and no one wants to make it.
I mean, there, right? Why is Jesus trying to pass it across the box? Bang that. You've seen him many times, the keeper.
Cancelo's come off.
Cancelo coming off. He was getting a bit wasted down that side, though. You've seen it so many times, you hit those shots across the keeper, even when he makes a save. Gets parried out, you know.
Something can happen, yeah. Just cause a bit of chaos, doesn't it?
That's where I think Aguero, he's not passing that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He's putting his foot through that, and the keeper's got to make a
Well
save.
done, Martial. It's better hold it up a bit. You'd think sooner rather than later you'd get Aguero on, no?
Yeah, he should be on now.
Yeah.
There's only 25 minutes left.
Yeah. I'm surprised
What's he
hasn't.
going to come on and do if you leave it too
It
late?
makes you question how fit is he, doesn't it?
Then why is he in the squad?
Exactly. I always think that. Come on, Shaw. Have another one.
Shaw's got the freedom of the park today, mate. He's going to be knackered after this game. He's running the show.
It's better from us. Keep the ball.
Gabriel says Jesus is playing against, or Jesus, should I say, is playing against City today. Lewis Brown saying Aguero needs to come on. Nick says Jesus is overrated. We were discussing him right at the start of the stream.
He's
He
obviously a
hasn't
good
had a
talent,
good game.
but he just, I don't know.
I don't think he's overrated, because I don't think anybody hypes him up. Do you know what I mean? I don't.
I think when he first came to City, I think there was obviously a lot of hype around him.
Yeah.
But since then, really, he's
You know,
always been second to Aguero, hasn't he? Well done, James.
I think he lives in somebody else's shadow, and I think
Yeah.
Yeah, but if you're going to make it a City, you're always going to be living, you know, you always got, you know.
you got to compete with the best. You got to compete with the best, because City can always go out and buy somebody else.
So this is
replace
danger for me. This is where play that I do fear Foden.
I would have liked to.
Movement.
Foden's coming on now, and what's going to happen now is he's going to run his bollocks off, because that boy would die to play for Manchester City and play in a Manchester derby, and I would have liked to have seen him start.
It's worrying when you've got Maguire running past City
Maguire doing the
players.
runs like that. That's what he used to do for England and Leicester. Ooh.
Go on. Oh, Rashford hit
Why
it.
didn't he hit it?
Hit it.
Why didn't he shoot
That's
there?
perfect.
United are on top.
Rashford's got to hit that.
Was Bruno? Everyone's trying to have too many touches now. McTominay?
Ref.
That's a foul.
Go on. Martial.
Oh, how did he not
no.
score? How did he not score that? Martial, that's a poor finish.
He's got to finish that.
He just kicked it straight at the keeper. Big up Gio, by the way. He says, I've ruined Partey now. Me and Expressions drink Adesanya. You got beat last night. We didn't jinx him.
Oh,
He's got a score there.
that.
He's got a score there.
He hasn't sorted his
What's he
body
bringing
out.
back for the free kick? Oh, come on. That's poor.
You're not going to get an easier chance than that, Martial.
Partial.
Partial, yeah.
Definitely partial there. What we got left? 22 minutes?
Should be free.
It's got to make changes, Alex.
Yeah, man. And it's got to be something forward.
Dangerous here.
Phil Foden will be great,
4
but
on 3.
Yeah, get Foden on.
I don't.
Took too long to
Yes.
pass that.
Rashford.
He must be knackered now. Man.
Yeah. Gotta get back up.
Recovery run. Oh, that's good football. Need a good ball now.
Nothing, Victor.
They're defending well. See, I told you, play Lindelof.
You told me we were going to lose, Robbie. You didn't think we were going to score. You thought we were going to get battered.
No. I said it'd be 2-1 to City, close game.
This is torture
But
watching City get
to be
slowly
fair-
beat, surrounded by people eating
This is
popcorn.
worrying, though, Rashford.
Chilling out.
I just witnessed Harry Maguire run past 3 City players. That's worrying.
Rashford. Because after that run he just made,
I love
I
that,
bet he's
though.
more tired than anything.
On Wednesday, I questioned his attitude and his work rate. That's why I love that run. Then we should have shot them now.
It's annoying, isn't it? When you watch your team,
Yeah.
you see them play like how they did play against Palace, and then you see it today. It's a completely different team, isn't it?
That work rate.
Yeah.
He didn't have that at all. I think it sums us up at the minute, though, lack of consistency. We question our players' mentality a lot. Like, how do they get up for the games like that? And I do think it's a mentality
Jesus
thing.
has come off for Phil Foden, but he still hasn't brought on Aguero. Still
It makes me
hasn't
think
brought
he's
on
not
Aguero.
fit, you know.
Well,
Fully
he's
fit.
not been fit for a
Why
while.
is he
Yeah,
on
that's
the
what I mean.
bench?
It's just there to, like, mind games, isn't it? Like, I think, like,
What sort of mind games? He never comes on.
that's what I mean. Like,
Oh, they might bring him on. No, they
yeah,
won't.
yeah.
He never comes on.
That's not looking good for Rashford.
He's all right. Bring Greenwood on that.
Yeah. Looks so young, doesn't he, Greenwood? Have you seen this player on FIFA? What it looks like?
Well, looks nothing like him.
It, absolutely nothing at all. Like, no resemblance at all. It looks like Titus Bramble. I'm not even joking, though. It's really bad. Or not, actually, no. I'd say more like Marlon Harewood. You see how much money goes into it, and it's not even like Greenwood is an unknown player. Do you know what I mean? He's a popular player.
I've not heard the words Marlon Harewood in about 10 years.
I think he's got some. He's got a car thing, hasn't he? You know where they wrap cars and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Does
Yeah, I'm sure of it.
Because he was still playing for ages, wasn't he? He was like playing like non-league.
Yeah, yeah.
Is that? I'm pretty sure.
I think it's like a car business where they wrap cars and.
Fair play.
Fair play. Of all the things that I thought we'd talk about today,
Marlon Harewood.
Marlon Harewood.
Anything to get your attention on
Yeah.
things. Yeah. Anything to switch a conversation.
Bring him on.
Could do with him at the minute, to be fair.
Spice it up a little bit of target man up front.
Bloody hell.
That sums City up, though.
City
Just haven't been very like fluent going forward today. Not on the same
hell.
page. Come on, Greenwood.
This City I'm watching. Why don't you play like that against us? Martin says the Ole out.
Come on, Ole.
Ooh,
Come on, Ollie. Telling me.
is that Ole? Oh, but he's backing off now.
Ollie's saying, keep your hoodie on, Pep.
What's that? Ole stepping. Maybe I've got to change my mind. Ole stepping to Pep now.
Ollie went to touch him, didn't he? And then I touched him, and then I carried on afterwards. So I don't know what's going on then.
That's what you want to see from a derby,
He's
though.
telling
A bit of
yeah.
spice down to it.
Yeah.
Football Champ says Pep needs some more money.
Come on, James. James has gone on to the left, Greenwood on the right. That's lucky, but we'll take it. What a race that is, Walker against James.
That's that noise again.
Well, 17 minutes left for City to do something. They've been poor in the second half, I've got to say. Been really disappointing.
I was hoping we'd start the second half the way United started the first one, coming out blazing, high press.
You did, to be fair though, you hit the post and then we scored not long after and that's just killed your momentum, I think. It's one of them, isn't it? If that goes in, that Cancelo shot, it's a different story. Danger.
What did I can see there, that's what I'm saying.
Here we go. Here we go. Oh, Phil!
How did he miss that?
Oh,
I thought that was in.
Is that a corner?
I think so. Oh no, it's just... No, it's not.
Jeez.
It's pretty wide. Good play.
Philip Foden. That's City's best chance we've had in 70 minutes.
Oh, it's a poor finish by Foden.
He's got to do
Should have
better
done
there.
better there.
Yeah, he rushes a little bit.
Yeah, it's terrible.
He's not really looking, he's got an instinct, but do you know what, boys having a go. He's getting himself into the right spaces, he's broken through.
He was involved in the build-up, to be fair. So the difference is when you had Sterling playing on the left-hand side, Wan-Bissaka got him. Like Sterling, non-existent really. But with Foden, it's a different kind of test for Wan-Bissaka because he'll drift inside. He picks up those pockets, doesn't he? So it's Wan-Bissaka's then, does he go with him? Or, do you know what I'm saying? So that's where Foden picks up the ball and he's clever. He's not like your typical winger, is he?
Oh man.
He needed to score that.
Yeah.
Ray's is saying there's going to be a comeback.
I hope not.
Sooner rather than later.
Oof. It came off.
No,
Shaw
he
again,
meant that.
another run by Shaw. He's
James is
knackered
gone.
now.
Oh, Walker and James though.
Oh, he's still. Poor touch.
I think I'd rather see Dan James on the other side. I can't see him running past Walker.
Especially after an hour.
Yeah.
Shaw's.
That was a good change, that. It needed to happen.
I'll get Shaw off.
Well,
Because he's been playing well.
Is he gutting though? I hope
Pep
he's not
looks
bad.
stressed. That's the first time I've seen him stressed since the start of the season when you started off badly.
he's never chilled out though, Pep. I always think he's one of the most intense people. I always imagine like what he's like at home. Like, is he that intense about everything? Like, do you know what I mean? Like when he's like cooking a meal, he can't just cook cheese on toast. He's got to be like getting intense about it, and like he's like staring it down when it's under the grill.
Do you reckon he like tactically puts it on? the
Yeah,
cheese?
it's yeah.
By the way,
Certain
Prince
method.
Steady said this is De Bruyne's worst game. He's been non-existent, hasn't he?
Yeah,
We
yeah.
talked to him
I
up
don't know,
before
we
the
were
game, and
comparing
he's a
Bruno
brilliant
and
player,
De
but he's
Bruyne.
been awful, hasn't he?
Absolutely, he's made a fool out of me. But I think that first half an hour, I said it at the time, probably the worst 30 minutes De Bruyne's had
Yeah.
for all season, maybe last few seasons. He did grow into the game at the end of the second half.
He played one good pass in the out to, I think it was to Sterling. He
Yeah.
had a good chance from that.
Decent free kick as well.
Yeah, free kick.
But he's 10% of the player that he can be.
Is Luke Shaw on or off? What's going on here?
He's struggling, isn't he, Shaw?
I think he's on the side still. He's not on the pitch
Yeah.
yet. There we go. It's good clearance, that is.
What United have done really well, City have just not been able to get in down the flanks. Something that they normally do a lot, you know what I mean? You'll have Mahrez, Sterling just hovering around those flanks all the time, just continually overlapping. They've not been able to do that at all today. Well, not much anyway.
We'll be content now with City having the ball in and around there. I'm surprised he didn't go with Walker, to be fair, because he probably would have guessed that we'd have gone with counter-attack. His pace.
Yeah, Cancelo.
Early cross.
Cancelo has been good this season now.
There's the chance. Again, they're trying to walk it in. That is, you're right when you say that.
That fell
That's
to the
what
wrong
we used to
person,
do,
didn't it?
Arsenal, back in under Wenger.
I think that fell to the wrong person.
Got a score there. Oh, he missed it. How did he miss that?
That's
a
it.
great ball.
That's it. That was the big chance. That was it. That was 2-1. That was the game moment. That we've just watched it and it didn't happen. It's time for some popcorn. We can chill out now.
He's onside. Oh, he's got to score, Sterling. It's a great delivery. Great delivery. That's perfect.
Lindelof.
Oh, you completely missed it. Wow.
Do you think Jesus scores that?
She's taking a piss.
No, I'm asking genuinely. Because he would have been there, wouldn't he?
I think a centre forward scores that.
That's what I mean. Like, it was a
Get
genuine
Aguero
question.
on.
Yeah.
Aguero would have definitely scored that.
How many subs is that you've taken, Adnan?
2.
What's he waiting for? It's not coming off.
Take your time. Well done, Dino. Lindelof and Maguire, to be fair, so far, I'm going to touch wood because I don't jinx anything. They've been good. There he is.
He don't look too happy either.
Aguero's
And he don't look like he's coming on, does he?
I'm not warming up.
How many goals he scored in derbies? And he's not on the pitch. This is that overthinking thing he was talking about.
Perhaps it goes both ways. You know, if you're Sergio Aguero, one of the best strikers in Premier League history, you think, is he not asking the manager and saying, am I coming on this game? You need a goal, I've got goals. You know, he's not running up another touchline warming up. So he's probably not going to feature in this game at all now.
Yeah, but that's ridiculous.
Yeah.
We're just staying compact, aren't we?
Oh,
Dangerous.
he's free. He's got a score, Foden.
Greenwood, well done.
Oh.
And Wan-Bissaka. Just done enough.
Creating chances since Foden's come on, innit?
Yeah. I would have started him personally.
Yeah, he's been great form this year.
Yeah.
He appreciates the occasion.
Oh, it's great defending. Counter attack again. He's off.
I think he was on, you know. Bang it. Oh, it's gone behind
That's
everyone.
poor.
I don't know if I hit the defender then. I'll relax if we nick another one off counter attack. Right now I just can't relax still, even though we're in 81 minutes. Still plenty of time.
Where's the urgency from City?
Yeah, there's no urgency, is there? You're right.
This-
They're passing it around like they're winning 2-0.
There's 10 minutes to go. We've got the ball. We're 10 yards off the United penalty area, and every single player on the pitch is walking.
It feels so nice hearing another team say that.
You know, there's no one calling for the ball. There's no pressure. And in the end, we get a hopeless cross in from a centre back.
You've left Stones up
It's
there.
going no real direction.
Foden, you're right though, since Foden's come on, I think he's looked sharp. City have looked better with him on the pitch.
Yeah.
Wan-Bissaka's been excellent today.
Yeah.
We've
He's been everywhere.
Yeah,
we've had 4 or 5 half chances in the last sort of 10 minutes, between 70 and 80 minutes.
Yeah.
Everybody's saying what you're saying in the comments. You know what? You know, City just so slow and casual.
Well done,
You know,
McTominay.
speed up the tempo, says Momin of City.
Oh, he's lost that there.
No.
Fred. That's what I mean, on the ball.
Gonna have to score from one of these. Behind him. Wrong way.
just done enough again.
Oh, on a goal kick?
Yeah. Fred giving the ball away there, though. Just get rid of it.
Oh, mate, do you know what, Robbie? You brought me onto your channel first time, and I'm like, no, I'm massively honoured, man, because you're huge in football Twitter and social media and stuff, like, and I wanted to be, like, lively and vocal, but it's so hard watching this performance to be, like, energetic
It's been a strange City performance.
Yeah.
It's strange. It's strange, man. It's like the tempo, like, even when I think about it, even the first half, the tempo's just been... From them.
Are you going to credit Ole and United at all? Or?
No.
What not?
No, you've got to credit United.
Yeah.
I mean, this has been a brilliant performance by Man United. I mean, they got that early goal and they've defended well. And every time they counter-attack, and I'll give Ole a lot of credit for this, he hasn't just been one player, one or two. They've flooded forwards, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So they've had that intent to score.
Oh, it fell over.
Mate, they've been good.
And they deserve to be winning. They've been the better team.
You know what we were saying before the game? Like, this is killer. This is a ruthless performance from United.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's why it's frustrating, because you know that we're capable of performances like this, but then you look back in midweek and Palace, or even Chelsea last week, and you think, why didn't this United turn up then? And that's why we're not title contenders, because we haven't got that consistency. And that's the frustrating thing, because you know
that's it. You've got to do it. You've got to do it all the time. What is Maguire doing?
We see far too much of that.
Trying to do a granite. Oh, look at that, taking the piss now. Martial.
Oh, mate.
I mean, it's nice to see that, but he could have just played him in. Do you know what I mean?
Oh, he's taking the mick now. Moment says McFred.
McFred, it works in big...
Works in the big games.
It's right.
McFred.
We've just always questioned going forwards whether it's enough. Defensively, they're really good. But today, like you say, like I think all the front three have been a big threat on the counter attack.
We'll have a free kick on Phil. There's still time. Come on, City. There's still time.
Oh, I tell you, if they get 2 goals in the next 5 minutes, that would have been an awesome performance, awesome comeback.
Like I said before,
I still don't get the Aguero thing.
All the big champions at least keep this game interesting. Liverpool last season, Wenger's Arsenal, Ferguson's United, Mourinho's Chelsea first time around. 2-0 down, 10 minutes to go. You still fancy to get back into it.
That's poor.
You know, last season with Liverpool, there were 2 or 3 times where they were in this situation, and you just knew, watching it, listening on the radio, you knew.
How many times you watch them be like, they're still going to come back into this? You just felt that, didn't you? But
was a chance. How many of those little ones where it's just gone to the fact that they've just missed?
I was about to say, I still feel that way about City, though. I still feel like, I think that's down to us, though. I feel like I can never be fully confident we're not going to concede.
Oh, those ones just ain't fallen from there, have they? Because that's a good flick on header.
This was going to happen.
It's not City's day, man.
This is going to happen eventually.
Martial's going off for Matic.
But
definitely sitting in now.
I don't want us to lose the record like this, like flopping.
Martial done all right. He should have scored, though.
He should have scored.
That chance he had there, he should have scored. But he worked his socks off.
Yeah, he has played well. Well done, Tony. Matic on.
Probably the best performance I've seen from United. One of the best this season. They played well.
We've been disciplined, but we've also been look good going forward. It would have topped off a good performance from Martial, to be fair, if he did finish that chance.
Boom. Back in the title race, Soph?
21 in 21. I was hoping like we can kick on from this. Do you know what I mean? Use this and take like what we've done today, going forwards, like be clinical on the counter attack if we are going to play that way.
Bloody hell.
Defended,
What was that?
like, resolutely. Thrown ourselves in front of things.
The De Bruyne, we talked him up too much, innit? He's been poor today.
To be fair, we did say right now, Bruno Fernandes. It's been one of them games, isn't it?
Who's your man in the match?
They've
given it to Martial.
He did play well.
I wouldn't have given it to Martial.
I don't think I would have given Martial man of the match.
No, I wouldn't have given it to Martial.
Luke,
I think it's one of them.
Luke Shaw would have been up there for me.
Yeah, Luke Shaw gets
Wan-Bissaka, I think, had a decent game.
Wan-Bissaka
To be
as
fair,
well,
the back four,
Yeah.
I think, have done well.
I think Luke Shaw, I'd give it to Luke Shaw. I
And
mean, he defended brilliantly and the goal he scored.
Yeah.
Martial should have scored that chance he had there. He played
I
well.
think Martial played well.
Worked
but,
his socks off.
Yeah.
Worked really hard as that, sole player up front. But I think Shaw, and he Shaw scored as well.
I think Shaw's played well. I even think Fred's played well, to be fair, in that middle.
Yeah, Fred McTominay been solid there.
But I would have gone Luke Shaw personally. I don't know if I'm being biased just because he got a goal as well. But
by the name of the award, man of the match, Luke Shaw is the man who defined the match. That moment,
Yeah.
that goal, that run, that's what.
killed the momentum, didn't it, for you?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, because the first goal was a penalty. So
Yeah. But like City came out, they hit the post, didn't they? And you thought, oh god, here we go. And then not long after that happened where Luke Shaw scored, and I think that just killed City off a bit.
I said, didn't I? I said whoever
said,
scored.
yeah.
I said if they
Honestly,
scored,
Robbie,
What are you doing?
Robbie, I need the lottery numbers off you for next week, I think. Oh, Dan James with a little run then.
How much injury time we're going to add on?
We need about 25 minutes.
I don't think you score. You haven't looked like scoring. I know you hit that post here. They really look like scoring. And I'm baffled with Pep with the Aguero situation. Why you don't bring him on?
He's obviously not fit. Go on, James.
I'd take a half-fit Aguero, though, at 80 minutes.
Yeah, you're thinking throw him on.
Even if you ain't fit, you can play 10 minutes, can't you? 15 minutes.
That's what we're missing. A little bit of ruthlessness.
Yeah.
And I think that's...
I think Dan James has worked tirelessly as well.
Yeah.
Well, let's keep a clean sheet now.
What's that, 5 minutes?
Yep.
I don't think if it was 5 hours, I'm not sure if City would score today. To be honest with you.
I'm buzzing. I've broken the curse. It's not 0-0.
He brought goals today, Sophie. Goals.
I thought there'd be goals, but I thought they'd be on the blue
Just
side,
ain't
if I'm
having
honest.
Alex back now. No, we'll have you back for the title winning match, I'm
It's been a pleasure, man. I appreciate it.
Oh, man. What's this guy? Tommy says, Robbie, if you have to pick a club in England to support that is not Arsenal, then who would you pick?
Tottenham.
Arsenal ladies. How could you support another team?
You can't, can you?
Momi says, Sophie is a proper Man United fan. She knows her stuff.
Thank you.
That's why she's here. Right? Oh.
Come on, 3 minutes left. Keep a clean sheet.
Well, a lot of people said this at the start, innit? That United are the type of team that you said it even.
Yeah. Ollie was known for it, wasn't he? Getting the result when he needed it most. People are saying.
Against are that team that can.
Easy.
He's had a good game, Maguire.
I thought you meant De Bruyne then. Have you been watching, Robbie?
He's been shocking.
Yeah, Maguire's had a good game. And Lindelof, to be fair.
Don't wear that top no more. That hoodie. Do what Alex said. The next game, you've suited and booted. Come to work.
He says open arms because he's
stressed,
welcome
man.
United.
He don't look happy. Who's he talking to?
He's welcome
He
United.
always does. Oh, he's talking to someone there.
He was talking to
I
himself.
thought he's talking to the chair.
He's welcome United with open
not
arms.
happy,
That's
man.
what that hoodie is. Open arms, innit? Williams. Bruno.
This is an insult, man. Playing the kids in the derby.
Let's bring Ahmad on next. What's going on? He's just killing time, isn't he?
I always think with Brandon Williams, he looks like the villain in a cheap American teen movie. Like, he's even called Brandon. Like, it's like, the cool kid that has the girlfriend, and he's like, oh, you got a Brander's party? Like that guy.
Ooh. Who did he come on for?
Bruno.
Oh, yeah.
Come on. I just don't want us to concede. What a result this would be if we don't concede against City.
Nola says Luke Shaw definitely the man of the
Yeah,
match
I
for me
think
by a
Luke Shaw.
mile. That's what
Look
I
at
think.
Bruno.
What are they watching on the?
Go on, Bruno.
You know.
He's in the Ronaldo look, coaching from the side.
Alejandro says looks like Jesus has been colluding with the Red Devils.
Go on, Phil, something a bit interesting.
You're not going to score in a million years, mate.
Touch.
It's been a lacklustre City performance. It really has been.
Go on, James.
Look at that.
Go on, let's get another one.
Ooh,
Go on.
put the burners on.
Switch. We'll settle for that.
Sophie's happy
Well,
today.
it's been an absolute pleasure.
As we go into the last 15 seconds of the game, it's going to be a Man United win. It has been a brilliant performance by Manchester United. They've controlled the game. I've been really shocked. I thought, you know,
Even the referee's
referee's
getting
heading the
involved.
ball. With his bald head.
McTominay's got that shithousery about him, innit? I love it. The ref's had more touches than De Bruyne, I think, isn't he?
Oh.
Come on, ref, blow
Just
up.
had another touch there. Well, listen.
Oh,
And even that didn't fall to him. Even that didn't fall to him.
gets weird.
It's got to be time now.
We're going to blow or what, ref?
It's been a good run, mate. It's been a good run you guys have
Yes,
done.
yeah.
You can't argue.
What's Henderson doing there?
What was he doing there? Was that handball?
I think they're going to give penalty here now.
No, I didn't.
That's
hit his
harsh,
hand.
though. It's like
Did
this.
he hit his hand though? Looked like he went for his. Yeah, didn't he? I don't think he hit
You know
his
what I'm saying? He
hand.
was like this, wasn't he?
I mean, that's nuts, isn't it? Because by the rules last week,
That was, yeah.
a pen. By the rules
Yes,
this week,
get
it's
him!
not.
I wasn't expecting that. I'll take it, though.
2-0 to
win.
Manchester United. Manchester United 2, Manchester City 0 at the Etihad as well. Remember that. It's not at Old Trafford. It's at the Etihad. They've gone to the Etihad and 2-0. And put an end to the winning run that you guys have been on. I mean, that must be painful to see that Man United do.
Yeah.
Putting an end to that run.
Yeah, especially with the performance as well. And
Got to
then
get the glasses in, by the way. With the glasses.
Yes!
your big rivals.
Right.
Yes!
Here we go. Soph. As we traditionally do on here. For the winners. And last time Steve was here, he was popping this, but unfortunately, it's a City defeat. Well, sorry, you were saying, continue what you were saying.
No, it's all right. You pot the champagne.
No, you continue saying what you're saying.
I think the performance it hurts the way it was against United. You never want to lose, whether you won 21 games in a row or lost 21 games in a row. You never want to lose to United. But I can't argue the best team won.
Yeah.
Ole got it right on the day. United, I think, worked harder. And what's so frustrating is seeing City players chase after the ball on 95 minutes. Where was that urgency?
Fergie.
Yeah.
For the,
There was a lot of times throughout that game, it's very true, that City were just like casually, I'm like...
I agree with you. So you're overplayed a lot of the time. Overplayed.
Yeah, and a lot of times you just think to yourself, no, you are losing, you know. The way they were just casually just stroking the ball away around, you know.
It's frustrating because there's loads of if, buts and maybes. You know, if Sterling had been an inch taller, he would have polished one off. If the Rodri shot had gone the other side of the bar, the De Bruyne free kick. But football's not about ifs, buts and maybes. It's about punishing.
Yeah.
United had 2 big chances, they scored them. And they won the game.
Yeah,
City
I
had
agree.
4 or 5 half chances, they didn't.
I thought, like, that second half when you hit the bar, or the post, sorry, I feared the worst. I thought, here we go. And luckily Luke Shaw, I think the timing of
one.
Luke Shaw's goal. Thank you, Robbie.
Yep. But I think, I don't think nobody can argue that the best team won that game.
Yeah, definitely.
Manchester United, by far the better team, deserve to win that one.
Cheers, Robbie. Thank you for having me on. I appreciate
Congratulations,
it.
Sophie.
Thank you.
2-0.
Cheers to all the United fans out there as well. I'm just saying. Ollie in.
She's full of it now, isn't she? Oh, energy.
Bruno Fernandes in.
Cheers, mate.
Yeah,
Cheers, mate.
cheers.
Cheers.
No worries.
Cheers.
You know,
Congratulations.
and
Thank
maybe you're going to have a word with Pep about his attire.
Yeah, I'll drop
Like
him
you
a text.
said, like you said, it's that hoodie that done it. But cheers, Soph.
Cheers. I'm going to do a little Insta post.
Let's
Celebrate.
catch up with what people are saying. Kunal says, I said 3-1 before the game in favour to City. What the hell? He's saying. You know, I mean, a lot of people are shocked by it. Francis says, no, Pep out, not Ollie out. Well, I wouldn't say that. They're still
Yeah,
top of the league. They're still running away with the league. But you know what? It was just, I don't know, just watching that. Was it that early goal that just had City rattled? That early penalty? Because let's remember going right back, it seems like an age now. It happened like in the first minute of the game. And from then on, it's like it rattled City.
It's like a mentality thing as well. You said you're not used to going behind, especially to do it so early in the game as well. It's like it changes the whole game for you, doesn't it?
Yeah, City haven't been behind throughout this entire run.
Yeah.
And this incredible run we've been on, but we've been setting the pace. United came out, forced the goal early. I don't think the penalty was the plan because it was a very, very clumsy and daft mistake from Jesus.
Yeah.
I
I think the plan was just go at you, wasn't it?
But they went ahead. And then, you know what, maybe could have had a second one in that next 5-6 minutes.
Yeah.
United were really all over City. And I think it spooked them. I think De Bruyne wasn't himself. You know, Sterling couldn't get anything going. Mahrez had a couple of, was definitely, there were flashes
overplaying.
of
They're trying to walk the ball into the back of the net sometimes, you know.
No end product. And it's so frustrating because...
And I want to know, why didn't he bring on Sergio Aguero? You were saying at the start of the game, you know, and I'm sure you speak for loads of City fans, he's your absolute hero, the great moments, he's a big time player. The guy sat on the bench, why?
I don't know, man.
He's that injured, he should be at home.
Yeah, absolutely. You brought him with you, play him. And I think there's...
Was he resting
I
him?
mean,
He said he's fit enough for the bench.
City ain't even got a game during the week. It's not until the following week, is it? Champions League.
The thing is, as well, I will never question Pep Guardiola because he knows. We're 11 points clear at the top of the league. Guardiola knows. Do you know what I mean? Who am I to say he got it wrong? But it is baffling.
I'm going to say he got it wrong. I don't care if you're Guardiola.
But for me,
you got it wrong. Bring Aguero on, right? You know what I mean? Sometimes these guys, just because they're brilliant, they think they're smarter than, you know what I mean? Sometimes just do the simple things. Bring Aguero. Well, he didn't get it right, did he? He got it wrong.
He did get it wrong.
It was 2-0.
Yeah.
Bring Aguero on.
It'd be interesting to see
The world-class striker sat on the bench. That guy, Jesus, did nothing the whole game apart from giving away a penalty in the first minute.
Yeah.
What's he doing on the pitch for so long? I didn't get that. David says United are away. So it's never in doubt, he says. I don't know why everyone was worried. United just can't lose away from home. And that's true, isn't it? You've got this incredible away record. Anthony E says, though, Bruno still has no goals from open play or goal contributions against the big 6 teams in the Premier League. This guy owes his legacy to referees and penalties. Fraud. Bloody hell, that's a bit harsh.
I'm pretty sure. People just, I don't know, Bruno Fernandes, you either love him or you hate him. And us United fans love him and I'm standing by Bruno. Fernandes, I don't care, I'll still take it.
Do you know what, Man City have missed that many penalties this year.
Tell you still got to put them away.
So you should have signed Fernandes.
And do you know what? If we'd have won today...
You'd have won the league if you had Bruno Fernandes in your team.
But do you know what? City, man, I'm so I'm on edge. I just can't swallow it.
Welcome to our world, the world of losing games, yeah? Welcome to our world. This is how we feel on a Saturday, on a Sunday. What's your match of the day tonight?
Yep.
No, I'm talking to Alex.
I don't think I'll
Yeah,
make
see,
it.
that when you don't, you've watched 20 games straight on Match of the Day. We watch it 1 week, then we don't watch it for 2 weeks, then we're back again for the third. Then, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
This is our world you're in now, yeah? You're in our world.
It's true, it's true.
But it's so frustrating. And like you said, you don't want to question the manager because he's the best manager around. But I just find sometimes with Pep, and it's not just Pep. Klopp does it. The other night, I'm watching the Liverpool game. We were right here watching it. He takes Salah off. You're like, yo, what's up, bro? You need a goal.
Yeah.
And you've got the top goal scorer in the league on the pitch. And even though he weren't having a great game, you take him off.
He's got a goal in him, hasn't he? Yeah.
Yo, what are you doing? And then today now, it's like in reverse now. You've got one of the all-time great strikers of the Premier League on the bench, right? That you know that sometimes, even if he's even half an Aguero,
Yeah.
he's better than Jesus, I'm sorry, and can do a lot, right? And you don't bring him on. What's wrong with these guys? I know they're greats, man, but it's almost like they're like, yo, I'm doing it my way, sorry.
There's maybe a bit
What's
of that.
that?
I mean, what I will say is there's so much behind the scenes that we don't see.
Yeah.
And I think, like, look at, now this is just pure speculation, but you look at Aguero, they brought him on screen, 78 minutes, something like that. Man City are 2-0 down, and he's there wrapped up warm, coat, jumper, beer on, like sat there on a bench all huddled. If you're the manager, you want to be looking down the touchline and you see 3 or 4 players running up and down, and you're thinking, Phil Foden running up and down warming up, or Aguero sat all huddled. You think, who do I want to play in this
Yeah, but
game?
he's a senior, you know what it's like when you're a young player. You do all that sprinting up and down and running. He's a senior player, man, Don at the club. He's like, yeah, I ain't running up and down nothing, I'm here.
Fernandes.
I'm here, I'm ready to bring on, I'm here. What were you... Well, you want Sergio Aguero, 32, 33-year-old senior player, done everything, to be sprinting up and down the touchline. Pep, remember me? No, you're joking, man. That's a Don there.
He's a legend.
Yeah.
No one's got more Aguero hype in him than I have. I'm not disrespecting the man, but Man City won 21 games and he's not been in it. He's been injured. He's been.
Yeah. He didn't win today though.
When they've won, they've won 21 games without you, maybe you have to go. You got to prove yourself because there are other players.
Prove himself.
There were other different.
But you know what you can do already.
You said it
Bring
yourself.
him on.
You said it yourself. The strength for that bench. You got Bernardo Silva on there. You got Phil Foden on there. You've got Aguero. He's not the only player there that could have.
He's the only striker there.
He's the only
You
striker.
need a goal. How many goals has Bernardo Silva? I know those guys chip in with
He's
goals.
scored more goals this year than in the league than Aguero.
Yeah, because Aguero ain't played. But I'm saying those guys, they chip in with goals, and they're quality. But you don't need no midfielders. You need a guy that's gonna. You just put in a few balls. There's a few balls that came whipped into the box and that players miskicked and mishit and that. Aguero ain't doing that.
Look,
Aguero can pick the ball up on the edge of the box and bang a shot. Didn't see enough of that today.
I'm with you. I would have brought Aguero on because I think the game we would have been better with Aguero on. I do believe that. But I also don't think that's the only reason we lost the game. So quite a lot of it is because of the way United played and that they put a massive performance in. I think there were several players on the pitch that have been incredible this year that put in lacklustre performances. I think that's where the game was lost. And you know what? I think United wanted it more. I think they did.
It seemed that way.
They worked harder.
It seemed that way. A.K. Barilla says Fernandes is the best player in the Premier League. That's what he says. In the blue says Kevin De Bruyne who? Jeez, they're all coming out. They didn't have that energy before the game, but they have found their energy now. But I know people say Fernandes, and even I take the mick out of it sometimes of that. But the guy, the impact he's had at Man United has been incredible, isn't it?
Deny it. And like I say, even when he's not playing well, he normally has some influence on the game. Either way, you just, I think he's a great player, and like you said, the impact he's had on us as well has been phenomenal. Like none of us expected him to come in and hit the ground running like he did. It's just been immense. Can I just say how happy I saw the clips of Luke Shaw celebrating and the players getting around him. Like I'm so happy for him for that goal today because this season has been incredible. Obviously, he had that injury, and there's like a lot of players coming
ever since
fat,
Mourinho left.
Mourinho practically bullied him.
Mourinho tried to ruin him,
Yeah, and then he's just come. Tellers has come in. He's gone strength for strength. I think he's got to be England's left back for the Euros. Like he's been outstanding, and he deserves that goal. I'm buzzing for him. So.
It's been quality. Could play Saka at left back though. That's the
I like Saka.
Just get that in there. You know what I mean?
Luke Shaw's got to play.
Although I'm still vexed with him yesterday. There was 2 chances he missed. That was very City-like. Some of the ones he did. He was trying to do a
He
City
did like a little
yesterday,
toe
walking
poke
it
one,
in.
didn't he, when past the post? Yeah.
But Adam Bugby says, great defending from Manchester United. Fernandes is good, but is he better than De Bruyne? I think not. He's proven time and time again he's the best midfielder in the world. So that's Adam, who's a Man City fan.
Good man.
But as I said, just going back to, a lot of people say Fernandes hasn't scored against the big six and that. For me, he's a big time player. I know he ain't really scored against the big six, the traditional big six, but I just feel he is a big player. He's a guy, what I always say is a big time player, he's that guy that he's a go-to guy. If it ain't going right, you got a free kick, penalty, something at the last minute that you give the ball to him.
34 seconds, that was a penalty.
34 seconds of penalty. I mean, they've got Roy Keane talking about it in the studio, and I'm sure he's going to be having a go at Jesus because I still can't work out what Jesus was trying to do.
I think it's that point I say, it's that early in the game, players aren't fully switched on.
Panic?
He's panicked a little bit, yeah.
Alexander says Manchester is red. By the way, love you, Don Robbie, respect. Don't think Alex wants to hear that right now. Listen, you're still miles ahead in the title race, isn't it? That's the...
Yeah.
That's the... What was he doing there? Look how many... This is what I don't understand. I'm watching it again. How many players are... Look how many blue shirts around. I don't get footballers sometimes.
He stood on him.
I'll be having a go at my son for that.
And then kicks him.
And he's 11. What are you doing?
It's desperation, isn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, if you actually look at where, at the start of that highlight, where the throw-in is, Jesus isn't even in the picture. Jesus done well to get that far back. That caught up in what Guardiola wants him to do. It's reckless and it's
true, he didn't even need to be there.
No. It came from a throw-in, didn't it?
It's the sort of thing you get in the 89th minute when you're up 1-0 and you're like, struggling. It's bizarre.
And they're showing...
This was a penalty again, the incident.
It's a penalty again, yeah. Look how many, 1, 2, 3, 4 shirts there.
Rodri straight away turns to the referee nose immediately.
If you actually look at Diaz's body, Diaz is like preparing to put the foot in. He's got it covered.
Stones has got it covered as well, yeah. Look, you got...
He wouldn't get a shot away there. I think they'd blocked it, so I don't know why he's lunged in like that.
Crazy football there. But you're still top of the league.
Yeah, I mean, I'm frustrated at how we lost, but I'm chilled about it. Because at the end of the season...
Still 11 points clear, by the way.
Bar anything shocking happening,
Yeah.
I've got faith that we will see the season out. Especially if we go back to form and there's a reaction next week. We'll see the season out. People won't talk about this game. I don't think.
Sophie will.
As big as a game when it came
and if I was a United fan, I would as well.
Yeah.
You already know what you're going to hear. It's going to be like, well, yeah, you won it, but you didn't beat us though, did you? We came to the Etihad and beat you. Even when you won the title, you've got to hold on to something, innit?
You don't know, but you never know. Like, this game was beating City, ending the run the manner in which we have done. You don't know how City are going to bounce back from this. I mean, I fully expect they will. But we've just got to focus on ourselves. You never know, do you? But you've got to be there or thereabouts.
You've got a game on Wednesday, isn't it? Southampton at home. Standard win that.
They never are. They never are.
And then you've got Fulham away.
But it's a nice game for Southampton to bounce back to. I mean, they got a win. They got a win at the weekend, didn't they? They beat Sheffield United very convincingly, and they've had a tough time of it. They'll be on a high, Southampton.
Yeah.
And they'll be looking at this. I mean, Southampton, the way they played yesterday, Southampton will be looking at this game going, we could beat that Man City team. They're like tough. I mean, if you're Southampton, you're thinking, they're not invincible.
I might literally go and put down a bet on another 9-0 for that game. Serious.
Southampton
right? Playing
always...
City after they've just been beaten 2-0 by Man United, right? Where Pep's going to get into them tomorrow on the training ground and on Tuesday. I'm seriously going to put them. I'm putting a tenner down on 9-0. Seriously.
Do it.
Or +5 goals. Southampton on Wednesday. And then you got Fulham away. Fulham, they play really well against Liverpool. Liverpool, it's been happy days for you today, isn't it? Liverpool lost as well, beating City. And then you've got, this is the big one for you, for City, right? Tuesday the 16th of March, Manchester City versus Borussia Mönchengladbach. You're already 2-0 up. But I want to ask you this. Is that, you're going to win the league, but is the big priority this season for Man City that Champions League?
I wouldn't say priority, but it's a massive opportunity.
What?
I don't think. I think winning the league again this year was massive for us because of how we lost it last year. Getting back on top of the league, but the way that we are now in the league, I don't want to tempt fate just in case the impossible happens.
You're 11 points clear. League's done, man. We're 11 points.
We can take a little bit of the gas off, and we can look at the Champions League and have a real go at it. And I think we've got 1 foot in the next round already with Gladbach.
Yeah, through that.
We're going to get a really tough draw in the next round probably, and I think that's where you're going to find out how good this team are, because we've done 21 games. We've been incredible. We've shown that we've got it. A big question got asked of us today, and we couldn't answer it. And I think we've got a better opportunity now than ever. Where you're 11 points clear, maybe more by that point. We'll be 11 points clear at the top of the league. Because Liverpool, Leicester and United have both dropped points, so we could be like 14, 15 points ahead by that point. You've got to say, we've got to go at the Champions League. It's now or never. You're never going to get that kind of opportunity.
And Pep kind of needs that, doesn't he? He's like, because he's won everything. He's won every domestic trophy going. The only thing he hasn't won is the Champions League. The memories of how they went out last year against Lyon. I mean, I was like, bloody hell, Lyon.
Yeah.
I would have been, if Arsenal would have got them, I would have fancied us, right? And then the year before that, the Tottenham one,
Last year we
you're going out to small teams, man.
Champions League from starting this season, I genuinely thought Pep will be going all out for Champions League this season.
Well, I thought
that was before the ball had been kicked. I thought Pep is going to want Champions League.
I'm sure the hierarchy, at City, they want the Champions League. That puts you on a whole new level. You know what I mean? When you've won that, it's such a difficult thing to win. When you've won that, that's when you've really arrived. And, obviously you can see what the owners of the club are trying to do with the long-term plans of Man City. They need that Champions League.
Yeah.
Do you know what I will say? I don't think I was very much of that camp as well with the Champions. That's what City want. That's what City want.
Yeah.
But I think the reaction from the club last year, it looked like City and Liverpool were going to swap round. Because after we beat Real Madrid, we got Lyon in the semi-final. Everyone thought Man City will win this Champions League. But because we didn't, and we'd lost the league, I think so much pressure was put on us to perform in the league this year. I think we've got a great opportunity. And what I will say, the Champions League, because of the way UEFA treated City, a lot of the fans in the stand have quite a negative impression of UEFA and the Champions League and all that sort of stuff.
They still got that, though.
But it feels like
is that still going on?
Yeah, UEFA definitely
booing the
because UEFA want to preserve the old elite. They want because it makes them more money when it's Real Madrid, Man United every year. That's what they want. So they didn't like it when Leicester were in it. They don't like it when Tottenham were in it, and they certainly didn't like it when Man City.
I'm with UEFA on that.
Do you reckon?
Yeah, when Tottenham were in it, I didn't like it either. You know what I mean? I'm with them, man. No, but I hear you on that.
And I think you'll see if it's Everton or West Ham sneaking in fourth, I think they'll get mistreated because people in other, no disrespect to Everton or West Ham, people in other countries aren't tuning in to watch Everton versus Mönchengladbach. They want to tune in to watch Bayern Munich versus Arsenal, And I think that, City fans definitely felt like UEFA didn't want us supporting their party. It's a bit different now because we're becoming more global as a club.
I love seeing that. Bruno. His passion, sorry. Celebrating on the side, sorry.
Bruno, everything's Bruno.
But it does feel like the Champions League, all the elite clubs, they've got one and City haven't. It's like the golden jacket. Do you know what I mean? Like everybody else has got their shiny badge and we haven't got it. And if we're going to be a big club, and like I said earlier, I'm winding people up a little bit when I'm saying, I know I'm being provocative when I say City bigger than United, but we can't claim to be next to Bayern and PSG and all these sides if we haven't won the Champions League. That's the next missing.
Actually, they're the other club. They're a bit like in the same boat as you, where, again, and it's going to be hard to win it this year because they're in it still, PSG.
Yeah.
And their owners is the same. That we've invested a lot of money. Yeah. We want that. We want the one with the big ears. They want it as well. Then you've still got Bayern left in it. You've still got Real Madrid left in it. Atletico. Well, actually, Atletico. I think Chelsea could knock them out.
That tie comes up every year. I swear, Chelsea Atletico. It feels like
it's going to be really, really interesting. The Champions
it's all about
League.
the Europa this season, anyway, Robbie. Let's be honest.
It's all about the Europa, yeah. Well, let's talk about that. Man United this week, Europa League.
AC
Who you got again?
AC Milan.
AC Milan. Forgot.
Big
AC
game.
Milan, massive game. But you know what? Now, going into that game against AC Milan, you're beating a better team than AC Milan.
Yeah.
And AC Milan recently have been dropping off slightly. They were on fire earlier on in Serie A.
Inter battered them, didn't they?
Yeah. So
It's gonna be, I think it's
after
gonna
this,
be a tight
United
one.
will be confident going into that, won't they?
You'd think so, yeah. I mean, it's going to be a tight game, isn't it? But I do genuinely believe we are good enough to beat them. But like we've already mentioned, if we turn up like we did against Palace, we'll get absolutely annihilated.
Yeah, but you
We've
won't.
gotta
Though.
be
I think that's the
consistent.
thing with United. They won't turn up in that game like how they
I hope
turn
not.
up against
I
Palace.
hope not, yeah. I think if we turn up, we'll beat AC Milan. I genuinely do believe that. But you can't underestimate them. Do you know, players like Zlatan, obviously, he's going to want to score against us. He's going to be up for it. So we need to bring our own game, definitely. But I think we're good enough.
Over 2 legs, you should
Yeah,
be.
exactly, 2 legs, yeah.
I'm a blue badaboo says Manchester will always be red and City will always be the noisy neighbours. Don't even come at me. He says that again. But I think you're more than just noisy neighbours now. You know, it's. But like you said, it's winning that.
Yeah.
I mean, quadruple. Put your chest out there and say, can you do it this season? Come on.
Oh, they can do
Quadruple.
it. Oh, they can
Will
do
they?
it. Yeah, I mean, I don't.
Have you put a tenner on it?
I've not put any bets on this year. Because I don't like betting on my own team anyway. But that's a different story. I think it's possible. But if you'd asked me this morning, you might have got a different response. But I don't think this team are immortal. I don't want to put the pressure on it. But why not? Why not? No one's done it in England before in that way. I think this team have clearly got quality. There's so many players they can call on. If we can do it, you know, but today shows it's a derby.
Well,
I think Man City are a better team than United. I think for me that's a fact. But on the day, United were a better team. That could happen. It happened last year against Lyon. Man City were a better team than Lyon, but on the day did it. And a quadruple, there's so many games where you're going to get where it could go anyway.
Well, listen, we're coming towards the end of the stream now. I've really, really enjoyed it. Alex, Man City fan. What else are you up to nowadays? Tell the people what you've been up to.
I do a little bit of radio as well, so I'm on Radio Leicester and XS Manchester talking football and other assorted rubbish. I'm a stand-up as well, so I'm supposed to be, when COVID finishes, touring around the country.
Oh, fantastic.
Doing my show, so.
Fantastic. You won't be doing nothing in Salford, right? Right? And of course, you know Sophie. Sophie, tell them where they can find you.
Yeah, you can find me on my channel, Hairdryer Treatment on YouTube. So please, I'm almost on 15k now, so if you could go and subscribe, I'd really appreciate it. And Robbie, thank you so much for having me on.
No,
as well.
thank you two
Appreciate
for
it.
coming down. It's been brilliant and absolutely incredible. Great game. I enjoyed the game today. And good luck to you guys. You're going to win the title. The most important thing for Manchester City this season, the most important game is not the Champions League final, if you get there. Is not winning the league. Is not the FA Cup. It's the Carabao Cup final. That is the most important game that Manchester City have this season. You must beat Spurs. I do not want them to win any trophies here, so make sure you get that one done. That one you've got to...
So there's one thing in football, you can always trust City in the Carabao Cup, man. We love that thing, that's ours.
I remember you battered us up in that final. But we did get you back in the FA Cup final. You see, and that's what we're talking about, you know what I mean? Like you said, you're the best team, and that's why we love the Premier League.
Yeah.
On any given day, you know. And again, just going back on that, and Ollie's talking now, that's a great win for Ollie. And he needs to do more of that, because I genuinely think they're not as good a team, squad all round as City, but it's getting closer. They've got some top quality players.
And that's what I'm saying, Robbie. We're getting there. We're getting there. That's why I think it needs time.
But is he the killer? That's what I want to know, right?
We'll see. We'll see.
Thank you very much. Don't forget to subscribe to the Don Robbie channel. Thanks to everybody. His channel's blowing up, man. I really, really appreciate it. We'll be back very soon with another watch along here. We're doing them all the time. It's all about the fans on here, you know what I mean? Getting genuine fans of their clubs in. You know, listen, you're not going to, I mean, look at they gave man of the match on TV, Martial. We all know here, as real football fans, Sophie said it, Luke Shaw. Yeah, that's what I want to hear from the real fans, right? So it's great to have them on board. But don't forget to subscribe, and we will be back. But it has ended Manchester City 0, Manchester United 2.